There we go. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. It's so good to see y'all. Sherman. How is everyone? I see everybody coming in saying their hellos. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's Melissa here. Welcome back to another one of my lives. We have a cute little lineup. So I'm just gonna wait for some of you guys to keep coming in. I see some familiar faces. Welcome. First order of business, make sure you hit the like button on this video. If you're peeking in, I just want to say, hey, welcome, stick around. It's a little fun around here. So anyway, let's go through some of the hellos and then we'll get into what I've been doing about my day, all that good stuff. But it's Monday and it's Monday Night Live. So let's jump right into it. We did not do Foolishness Friday. So that's what we're doing today. It's all about the foolishness and whatever it is that y'all want to talk about. So that's what we're doing today. And then tomorrow I have something really cool to talk about. We've been talking about, becoming a confident woman, but just becoming a woman that who we are supposed to be, not who society says we should be, not who I say we should be or anything, but who you want to be. So that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. But today we're going to have our Foolishness Monday, and not all just foolishness, just whatever you guys want to talk about after I go down my list. It's been so much going on. So before we jump into it, yes, I do talk with my hands. I talk with my hands a lot. So before we jump into it, let me get into some of these hellos. So of course I started it off with, hey y'all, hey, make sure you hit the like button. Hey Melissa and everyone, that's what April. Hey April, so good to see you. I hope you had a good day. Hope you had a great weekend. It's good to see you guys. Royalty, as usual, it's so good to see you. Thank you for hanging with me as always. Just me, the number one moderator on the planet. Thank you very much. Which reminds me, I said I was going to mod some of you guys. I did not do that yet. But good evening, Melissa. Hey. Thank you, Denise. How are you? Brenda says, hey, Melissa. Hey, Brenda. How are you, girl? Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Again, I love to see names that I've seen before. I love the fact that you guys keep coming back to my lives and we just have a good time. That's what it's all about. Yes. Pam, I am. Hey girl. Good to see you. Thanks again for stopping by. It's Monday afternoon here on the West Coast, but I know you guys are winding down on the East Coast. Hawaii, when we live there right about now, we're just now waking up a little bit. We're just now getting our day started. It's midday. So we're all over the place. But here on the West Coast, it is good afternoon. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Miss Queen L, hey girl, good to see you. Hot Tisha says hi. Hey girl, hey. Hoy Tisha, sorry. Hot Tisha, she probably hot too, but Hoy Tisha. Next one. Good evening, Miss Melissa. Glad to join the live. Good evening, everyone. Andrea, is as always, it's so good to see you. It's so good to see, like I said, all the familiar faces. If you have not already, like this video. It's really easy. It's really free. There's nothing that no one knows that you liked it. So go ahead and like the video. And if you're in the bushes and you're trying to figure out what this channel is about, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Again, that is absolutely free. So good to see you guys. Hey Melissa and chat. Good to TL T Loves fam. T Loves fam. Do you run a channel, T Loves? Let me know. Let me know. But yeah, good to see you though, either way it goes. Monica Pierce. Hey Monica, good to see you. Again, I'm so happy that you guys have chosen once again to spend an hour or so with me, just chit chat and get to know each other, and just really getting, depending on what we're talking about. Sometimes, we're getting some life lessons, and that's what we're going to do tomorrow. I'm not going to give away what we're talking about tomorrow right now, but it's really talking about just really giving birth to who you are and your dreams. That's pretty much what we're going to be talking about. But I want to show you a picture first that sparked that conversation, that thought in my head to say, man, we need to talk about this. So if you're new around here, for the past couple of weeks or so, again, yes, we talk about everything from the foolishness to the hot topics to politics and all of that. But we also are an encouraging group of women. So my take is I don't want to necessarily be your coach. I'm your cheerleader. I don't want to, we know enough. We know enough. We have enough information to get it going. And one thing about it, when the team is down and out, the coach gets to the players, but more so importantly, the crowd and the cheerleaders are the ones that really gets to the players and gets the players pumped up. That's why they're, you'll see them, they're doing this to the crowd because they want that hype and everything. So that's what I am. So if you like that and you need that in your life, make sure you hit the subscribe button. More importantly than subscribing, become active. That's what we do over here. They chime in as I'm talking and I stop and I listen and we talk and all of that. So don't be shy because we're not a shy bunch over here. But I do have a few. I have a few that won't chime in, but that's fine too. But anyway, Wanda just popped in. Hey, beautiful. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. So it is Monday, like I said, on Monday afternoon on the West Coast. I had a pretty quiet day after traveling. Came back from Anaheim, chilled. My son's potential, I don't know, bride to be, I guess you could say. She came to visit after he visited her. So she's here visiting. And so we spent a lot of time with her yesterday. Really nice girl, love her dearly. And, they're just chugging along. And so we chilled yesterday. And then today, Bob the Builder came and he did what he needed to do. He came on Friday, but then, okay, so let me back up a little bit. So part of the commentary is, for those of you that don't know, we're having our pool built in our house. And so thank you, Shannon. And so our pool is being built. And so I call the guys that come out, Bob the Builder. So they were out. Come to find out, when they drew out the outline for the pool, it was about 7 inches too short. So they had to widen it up. And so when we were looking at it, we were like, this drawing looks kind of small for a pool. But he was like, oh, don't worry about it. This is when he was out before. Don't worry about it. We'll fix it. It's going to be bigger once we start digging. Well, on Friday, we were looking on our security camera and we saw that they were attempting to dig, but they turned around and left. And we was like, what was that about? So then we found out today the superintendent for the construction project just kind of was like, okay, we dropped the ball. We made your pool too small. They couldn't dig for whatever reason. I don't know, but they will be back in the next couple of days. Exciting for us, exciting for the kids to start digging. And then they're going to start with the plumbing. So I suspect that we may get a couple of swimming days this year in our own pool, but definitely by October, it'll be all done. So that's good. But other than that, just been chilling. Thinking about what I want to talk about today, catching up with you guys, and then when I get off here, we're gonna go to the gym, and then cook dinner, and then that's it, and then start it back up tomorrow. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow. So again, if you're just tuning in, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Tomorrow's gonna be back to our really challenging women series that we always do. Having a conversation about giving birth to the life that we want. And I'll have a picture to show you guys exactly where that conversation sprung from. But in the meantime, today is going to be sort of like a Foolishness Monday, whatever you guys want to talk about. But also I have some things that I posted and you guys gave really good conversation about. So that's what we're going to talk about. So anyway, Shannon wants, what does she want? I paid her to say this. I didn't. I'm just kidding. Shannon says, looking good, gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Jasmine says she finished cooking and pouring a glass of wine. You know what? I have water. That's the sad take. I'm going to be honest with you. I love the fact that I can wet my hair and move on about my business. This stuff curls up and I can go on about my business. However, I couldn't find my contacts. So before this live, I was going around like, I didn't want to open up a new pair, but I ended up having to open up a new pair because for a while I was walking around with one eye and I was like, they're just going to get this one eye today. But then I know there's no way I'm going to do a live with one eye. So I didn't have a chance. My point is I didn't have a chance to run downstairs, get some wine or whatever. So that'll be tomorrow. So Pam, we haven't even gotten started. I'm still sitting here chit-chatting with you guys, catching up with you guys, seeing what you are doing. If you're on the West Coast, you're still ending your day a little bit. East Coast, you're winding down, dinner, doing whatever your evening stuff that you're doing. So anyway, welcome back. Thank you. Hello, sorry I'm late. So yeah, Pam, you are not late at all. So that's my day. Like That's my day. I don't didn't have too much to do. I suspect and I know that the next couple of weeks are going to get super duper crazy because here in Arizona the kids are going back to school in the beginning of August. So we have to start getting moving and grooving. Thankfully, our kids are not little, so a lot of the school supplies we pretty much wait on because each class by class is going to say what they want. But, it just depends. It just depends. So yeah, but we know getting them ready for school, parking lot passes and fees and athletic fees and all that stuff. So we're going to be busy in the next couple of weeks. So I'm trying to take the relax before the storm starts with school. Girl, girl, you could have given us that one stink eye look, okay? That one coke eye. That's what they say. That's what they call it in Hawaii, stink eye and coke eye. You got stink eye. That's what they say. So yes, girl, y'all was gonna get it because I was like, I am not opening up another pack. And the thing is, I still don't know where my little container's at. So I'm gonna have to, I don't know, buy another container thing. And I know I usually keep some in the wings. I don't know. But y'all was gonna get this one eye talking about, yeah, good morning, Pam. Yeah, that's how it's gonna be. How was your vacation with hubby? It's always a good time to get away. It was wonderful. He and I, like I said, we just have a good time, and we hit the road, got to California. It was a little different because California is right now on the cusp of really having a major outbreak again, and we weren't in LA where the outbreak is happening, but at that point we were like, we don't want to be here that long, so we stayed. We had a good time. We went to Disney, we ate, we shopped, that whole stuff. So it was really, really nice. And then, on the way home, we took our sweet little time. We stopped and it was nice. It was a nice little time that we took to be together and just have fun and stuff like that. And of course, we leave the kids with their older sibs, so that works out always. And now that we have another driver added to the family, that just makes it even easier. So yeah, it was good. It was a good time. Thanks for asking. Yes, Shannon. Shannon, no, Kokai. April says hello. So y'all, um, so yeah, as I'm talking, just tell me, how have you guys been? How was your weekend? Hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully we are kind of rehearsing some of the things that we've been talking about, just growing into womanhood, and just growing into being better women for ourselves, not for no man, not for anything else other than the fact that, okay, I know I need to do better. And that's what it's about. So, Biz Markie, let's talk about that for a minute. How did you take that? How did that hit you as far as Biz Markie? I know a couple of weeks ago it kind of leaked that he was sick, and they had already said that he had passed a couple of weeks ago. And then his team came out and was like, no, he has not passed away. Stop that rumors. That's the thing with Hollywood. You can always kind of tell when someone either gets sick because it leaks or once they pass away. I like the fact that, the team came out and they were like, no, he's still alive. But whenever that happens, I always think, oh, that this is not going to be good. He's probably not doing very, very well. In other words, there's always some basis of truth to a rumor, but someone got it wrong. So anyway, Biz Markie passed away at the age of what, 52, 53, very young. And I know it wasn't 57. Was it 57? It wasn't. He's not that old. But we got the news and I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, so sad. Leave a comment down below if you heard what he passed away from. I haven't read anything that said exactly what. 57. Okay, that's what I thought. Yes, Pam. Pam says so sad. I thought it was very sad. Those of us that are a certain age, he's a part of our childhood. He's a part of our adulthood, of our young adulthood. So Biz Markie, and he touched a lot of people. And so you never know who knows someone personally with diabetes. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Got to take care of ourselves. Okay. So Pam says she heard that it was diabetes. Um, and and again, if you know diabetes, it's not diabetes, it's all the freaking complications from the disease, and it's horrible, absolutely horrible. So yeah, Pam, thanks for chiming in with that. He was 57 years old, and like I said, he was definitely a part of my childhood. I wasn't a young adult when he was out. I was a little kid, but you knew, like, and then if you watch certain things, you see everybody know just the friends. So, okay, I can see Pam. I can see. I'm about to give you a wrench. Pam on it. Come on, girl. Pam said I'm on it. Don't play with me. Do not play with me. I know my info. You like my junior writer, okay? Because just me, she be like, you heard about this, you heard about that? And she'll text me and send it to me. And I'm like, yep, I'm on it. I'm on it. And so she's the junior writer, and you her second junior writer, because y'all show keep me in the loop. So yeah, it was just really sad. And then now I'm even more saddened that um it was from complications from diabetes, which is really a grueling, grueling, grueling disease, complications to have. And so, yeah, 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 yeah. It's terrible. So that was that. And it was really heartbreaking to see like LL come out and, just really snot nose cry about that. I like a lot of the really mainstays of hip hop was like, that was my dude. And a lot of them was really saying, I'm not who I am if it weren't for Biz Markie. And hopefully they were able to tell him that and give him those accolades and his quote flowers while he was still alive. So that was one thing that I wanted to talk about, because I was like, man. And then of course, Frankie, that was like, you know, so a couple of weeks ago, so again, if you don't know who Frankie is Keyshia Cole's mom. Long-standing issue of drug habit, drug abuse, overdose, the whole nine. And Keyshia Cole back in, what was that, y'all? About the 90s, early 90s, about the early 90s, mid 90s. Keyshia Cole probably was one of the main foundational people to start a reality television show with her mom. And I was glued. It was such a good show. And because it dealt with a lot of stuff that you never really saw televised back in those days. And especially when you're talking about addiction and stuff like that, it's almost like, the family secret we don't want to talk about. And so Keyshia Cole kind of put that conversation on the map. And so that's where we met Frankie. And Frankie was the life of the party in life. And despite her addictions and everything else like that, it was really, really, she made the show in a lot of ways. And a lot of times you didn't know whether to be mad at her, fuss at her, laugh at her. But you were rooting for her. At least I was rooting for her. And from what I could see from all the posts on Instagram, a lot of people was rooting for her. I really, really, really was rooting for her. And she would get clean and she would do well, and then she'd relapse. And so maybe about a month or two ago, don't quote me on the time, but I do remember Keyshia Cole, either TMZ leaking something or Keyshia saying something or whatever, but it was kind of implied that she was back out there. And it was almost, if I remember correctly, I think Keyshia Cole was like, oh, I got to go look for my mother. I don't know. But whatever it was, it made me think again, like, okay, she's not doing well again. And so it was really, really sad. It was really, really sad. And so I'm scrolling, and then I see, oh my goodness, Frankie passed away. And y'all, what's the tragic part about it is today is her birthday. And so she died on the day that she was born, but not only that, she died of an overdose. And so that just broke my heart. On a personal note, addiction really, really runs in my extended family. So I often have a soft spot for people who are dealing with those addictions, because of course I've seen family members deal with it. And then sometimes it really pisses me off, because someone that like myself who didn't have an addiction issue with drugs. Now, if we want to talk about donuts and sugar, that's a whole nother issue. But drug addiction is just, it makes you want to say, just stop it. But I do know that it's just really not that simple. And it takes a lot of practical and spiritual and help and rehab steps to really, really, really be clean and sober. And I've seen it happen with members of my family, where that one went one way and another went another, it just clean. So, hearts out to Keyshia Cole and this journey, because, for her to pass in this way, and I know they were rooting for her, and I know they wanted her to be clean, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of emotions that that accompany when someone dies in this nature. I actually thought she was getting her life together from drugs. So sad to hear. She was, but like I said, about a month or so ago, Keisha posted something, or TMZ or somebody posted something to make me say, okay, Frankie's not doing very well. And so, but I didn't think, of course, you never think it's going to be an overdose. You never think it's going to be extreme. You never think it's going to be you. It's never going to be your family or whatever. Because especially when you look at somebody like Frankie always bounced back. Even on a television show, even when, Keisha would go look for her, and her and Keisha would fall out and they're back together. And even when Neffy and Frankie started their show, like, it just seemed like she always bounced back. And that's the thing about grace and life and just timing and just what we just don't know. We just have to really live life like that. These moments are precious, and we may not get that time. Yes, I love her. She was so real. She was so real. She was so real. And she put a normal face to addiction. So even though you could look at her, and even throughout the years, you could tell, okay, Frankie's high or Frankie's this, but she was not like your Dave Chappelle extreme caricature that you see on TV about what crack addiction or drug addiction looks like. Like if you yourself have struggled, or a family member that has struggled, you know that it doesn't always have to be the extreme. And so that's what I liked about her, is that she brought that attention to addiction to mainstream television. Yes, royalty, me too. Yeah, we all thought she was getting better. Blessed Reborn Spirit wasn't the reality show in 2006. They weren't really any reality shows in the 90s about the real world. Listen, Blessed, I'm told you, don't hold me to it. I didn't research it before I started this conversation, so you got it. Yeah, the real world brought it in. You look at the real world. What was my guy? Nick and Jessica it wasn't Jessica. Was it Jessica Simpson and Nick Lachey? And yeah, so yeah, it might have been 2006. You're talking to somebody who, like I said, I didn't research specifically when the date was. That's why I said don't hold me to it. So you absolutely, positively could be right. Rest in peace, Miss Frankie. Yes, absolutely. Yes, I believe it was 2006. Addiction is such a stronghold for some people. Yes, Pam, it really is. And and that word can transcend many things. It's not just drugs. It could be anything from a man to sugar to gambling, money, anything. Fame can be addicting, and so chasing fame, all of that. So I yes, I agree with you 100%. It is a stronghold, but right now we're talking about Frankie and drugs, and so we wished her well, and it was just really interesting and just kind of heartbreaking to wake up to that news, because I was like, man. Just wanted her to do better and be better, and then just to think, dog, it was a drug overdose on her birthday, and so it's just like, man. So if here's my disclaimer for that: if you are dealing with addiction and you're watching this video, or you are watching the playback, I pray that you get the help, and not only just get the help, but you work the program so that you can live a life free of addiction and deal with whatever it is that's causing the addiction. Sometimes it is stuff that's external, sometimes it's internal, sometimes it's just, yes, Keisha Cole Mother. That's what we're on. We just got finished talking about Biz Markie, Monica. So whatever the issue is, I pray that you get some help, and not only get the help, like I said, that you work the program to create the life that you want, so that you won't leave your loved ones short of anything because of what is it, overdose or something like that. So yeah. Hey, Monica chimed in. She's in the house, she's in the building. She said good evening. Hey y'all. Hey. Yes, Monica, we are talking about Keisha Cole's mother. We started the program all talking about Biz Markie and that whole situation with him passing away. And then we just segued into Frankie, which touched a lot of people. A lot of us were really, really glued to television back in the day, whenever the year was. really watching Keisha Cole and this journey, because I think we all were rooting for them, but they all just kind of represented a different a part of us that just wasn't shown on television. You know, it's the opposite of the Cosby Show. You know, we get the Cosby Show and we're all excited about the Cosbys being on television. They're great representation and all of that. But then the flip side of that is when you look at Keisha Cole's family and they're represented. And so it was like, wow, you know, we're not the only ones dealing with XYZ. So yes, that put the map. But adoption was spoken about a lot more. Addiction, drug addiction, sibling relationships. That reality television show was one of the best to me. I really enjoyed it. And I'm not just saying that. So yeah, Monica says, Lord Jesus, that this is sad. It is very sad. It is very, very, very sad. And you know, again, like I said, if you or anybody else is struggling with addiction, I pray that you not only find the help, but you work, you fight to the bitter end to overcome that addiction. And sometimes it takes doing things untraditional to get to the place where you want to be. So what do I mean by that? Sometimes it means taking on and having a mentor, or having someone that you really, really, really can be accountable to 24/7. So today's show is not about addiction, but like I said, close to home in my heart, just dealing with, you know, knowing that addiction has run in my family. But like Pam said, fight. And I've seen, like I said, in my own personal family, I've seen people overcome and look nothing like how they started off. And then I've seen where it just wasn't necessarily the case. Yes, R.I.P. Biz and Frankie, right? Right. So yeah, it was tough today, right? It was tough past couple of days. I'm like, you know, that whole rumor where like, oh, Hollywood, it goes in threes. I'm like, no more right now. No more right now. And um, you know, it's just interesting as you're watching different reels and going through. It's like, everybody, like I said, everybody knows Just a Friend. Everybody. And if you don't, then I guess you were under a rock back in the day, or even now. And then Frankie, I'm telling you, Frankie, I loved watching Frankie. Frankie cracked me up on that show. Oh man, I loved it. One thing I know, it's really not the person themselves. Absolutely, it is not the person. Addiction is a disease. You have to really free yourself and be done. Absolutely. I said that before you chimed in. Absolutely. It is mental. It is as mental, if you whatever, because I believe that we all have a level of addiction. We all do. It's not going to be the same thing. It's not going to be to drugs. It's not going to be to something. But I think that there's something that we had to overcome that may have had control over us. And that's what addiction to drugs does. Unfortunately, a lot of these drugs that are on the street nowadays, or any days, I can't say that, you know, or that people get addicted to, it's not only becomes a psychological thing or brain thing, it also becomes the effect of these drugs on their mind and everything. And so where I'm in the bed and I'm thinking, wow, I have those chips down there and I have that ice cream down there and I have that, I want to go downstairs and get it. And then some days I'm able to go to sleep knowing that I have those snacks down there. And then some days I'm getting my butt up and I'm going downstairs. It's the same thing with addiction. I don't want to minimize it to chips and soda or anything, but it's the same concept. And that, you know, I would really tell myself I had to get it. I had to get that craving. I had to do that. But imagine that sensation matched with whatever dopamine and serotonin and adrenaline and all this other stuff that accompanies the drug habit, that is involuntary. That's the word I'm trying to say. An involuntary effect of being on the drugs. So absolutely, Monica, it is not the person, it is the addiction, it is the disease. And anybody that I know that has overcome addiction and just really living a clean life, it took a radical decision. Now there are some people that literally went cut cold turkey. I'm done with it. I don't want no parts of it. But there are some people that had to fight, and it just appears, again, allegedly, my opinion, that it just appears that Frankie just was one that just really, really, really struggled. And, you know, it was just a fight, you know, it's just fight, period. So I agree 100%, Monica. So because of that, for me, I don't really, like you said, it's not the person. And a lot of times, yes, there's crackhead jokes and crack jokes and this and that and the other and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, it's not a laughing matter. And maybe that's part of the stigma of someone getting help or asking for help or really radicalizing their lives so that they won't be addicted to drugs. Um, Pam says, mine was control. I was driving everybody in the house crazy, including myself. Exactly, Pam. It's not, I'm telling you, and I have a little touch of OCD in certain things as far as control is concerned. And again, that's another thing, where we all have a touch of it. We all have a touch of a lot of psychological issues and stuff like that. It's just how prevalent it is in our lives, where we would be established as having a disorder. But symptoms of these different disorders, we all have aspects of it. Everyone has some aspect of even autism, everything. So yeah, I experienced certain things years ago. You have to literally have had enough and be done and give it to God and ask to be delivered from it. I'm a witness. Exactly, Monica. 100%, period. And I think that's life, right? I think that's really what life is about when it's something that's not serving us well. So we're talking about addiction, we're talking about drugs, we're talking about, like I said, gambling. It could be sugar, it could be junk food, it could be overeating, it could be bulimia, anorexia, cutting, anything. None of those things serve humans well. They're not well for us. That's not a symptom or a symptom of doing well. And so, like you said, it wasn't until you've had enough. And you know what, even also sometimes people with addictions, they mean well, they've had enough. But like you said, you have to be done, seek God, and just really, like I said, from what I've seen, people that have overcome it, they did radical things to, such as moving out of the area, not connecting with the same people, changing phone numbers, just really getting accountability and mentorship and getting busy and putting energy in other areas. Those are extreme for people that have the same routines around the same people that may be a part of their addiction. So absolutely, positively. So yeah, that was the second sad thing that no, it wasn't. I'm looking at this list. No, that wasn't it. So CoCo, not that CoCo. Lord have mercy. I know y'all want to get on that. Give me a few minutes and y'all can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. Not that CoCo. But CoCo Gauff, the tennis player, tested positive for COVID. And so this is the last story, talking about the Olympics and everything. But not only did she test positive, someone else in the gymnastics village tested positive. And not only did that person test positive, there's a whole host of people in the Olympic village that have tested positive for COVID. So I wanted to press pause there because I wanted to get Monica's point here because, again, it's important. So Monica says, I changed my people, places, and things. You have to. And I'm so proud of you. I'm glad that you're here with us today. And I'm not just saying this to be cheesy. I'm glad, I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you that you were able to do that with the grace of God and knowing that. And it doesn't, we say this all the time. It doesn't make you any better than Frankie. It's just the grace of God. It was nothing but the grace of God that allowed you to make those changes. And so we clown on this channel and everything else like that. But at the end of the day, I want you to know that I know that wasn't easy. Because the truth of the matter is, as an addict, drug, sex, money, gambling, whatever, you get something out of it. Even if it's nothing but a dopamine rush, you're getting something out of it. So for someone like Monica, for someone like certain family members, or anyone that is able to do the work, the hard work to change their life around, I don't take it lightly at all. So congratulations, Monica. Keep up the good work. Big sis is proud of you. I think I'm big sis. I think so. Yeah. Big sis is proud, and so is Pam. Pam says she's giving you the praying hands, Monica. Hey, Charnette, good to see you again, girl. Good to see you. Welcome. Girl, we haven't, I thought this was going to be kind of foolishness, but we just in our feelings right now, y'all. If y'all just now coming in, we're in our feelings in a good way. We're feeling what we're feeling, right? And the thing about it is, if you would have told me before I started this live that this would have been such an emotional, heavy live, I wouldn't have really thought so. I thought we were just going to Biz Markie, then we're going to go to Frankie, and then we're going to go to everything else that we were talking about. But it seems like we're parking here with this addiction. We're parking here feeling whatever we feel about Biz Markie and Frankie. And I think the reason why is because these were two main staples of our childhood and or young adulthood, and they meant well. Like I said, everyone knows like I said, just a friend, but I know he has a whole catalog behind that, right? But we're just parking here, and I want us to feel whatever we're gonna feel. And it's deep. It's deep. It's really, really deep because, it wasn't, if I was doing live around the Michael Jackson time, that hit hard. But in Whitney Houston, that hit hard. But this is just something, it's sad. It's sad. And a lot of things, when I look at Biz, it gives me a check like, okay, he passed from diabetes. Okay, well, we got to really get ourselves together to make sure that we're doing whatever we need to do. Then you look at Frankie and it's like, oh man, I know that they wanted their mother well, their mother, sister, whoever she was to anybody. I know that they wanted her well. And like I said, if you struggle with addiction or saw or love someone that struggled with any addiction, it's such a helpless feeling because they're going to do what they want to do. And so no disrespect to her or anything, but that's just kind of where we're parking during this live. And we were just really championing behind Monica, who just kind of shared some things, and a couple of other people shared some things. And like I said, it may not be drugs for me, but sugar is huge. Sugar addiction, I own it. I own it 100%. And listen, I don't even want to talk about how much sugar I had within the past 2 days. And I know good and well it's not good for me. I know good and well it is very much an addiction. And so that's where we're landing, y'all. I think we just need to land here. I was going to talk about the Olympics. Maybe we'll do that in another 10, 15 minutes. But, as people are coming in, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you chime in. I'm not telling you to tell your story. You tell your story if you want to tell your story. But at the end of the day, I'm just sending love and thoughts and positivity to Biz Markie's and Frankie's children, because again, it's tough to just kind of watch your loved one go through that and make those decisions. There's nothing you can do shy of kidnapping your loved one, putting them in a van and saying, you know what, you're going to get clean, you're going to do this, and you're going to, make them live a certain life. Other than that, they're going to do what they want to do. And that's the sad part about it, because we all really were, and we don't mean this in a judgy way. We don't mean this in any other way, but from love. We were rooting for you, Frankie, for sure. It reminds me of Anthony Bourdain a little bit and his death. This is how I feel. That's how I felt with him. This is how I felt with what's his name, Robin Williams. Same kind of sentiment is what I'm feeling right now. If they were a shock, only difference is I didn't really expect that from them, but it's the same thing with their death. It's like, wow, it could have been avoided. Like, what the heck. So Sharnette chimed in. I said hello to her. Karen Bannister. Hey, Karen, good to see you. Much love from Monica to Pamela. Royalty, awesome. Royalty, great job, Monica. Blessings and love. I know it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. Keep up the great work. Sending love from North Carolina. Thank you, everyone. I'm blessed. Yes, you are, girl. Yes, you are. Happy Monday. Hey, big sis and chat. Hey, Toya, happy Monday. Like I said, you just joined in. We kind of just are hovering over these two topics. I have other stuff, we want to talk about, but I want to make sure we get all, whatever we're feeling in this moment, get it out, because I like I said, Frankie, Keyshia Cole, that reality television show, intervention was on the backs of that show, because Keyshia Cole brought up, and her family members highlighted issues in all communities, but it's not something that you normally saw on television during those days. Adoption, addiction, sibling rivalry, sibling, not even rivalry, but like whatever the word is. Y'all, I'm drawing a blank, but you know, conflict, sibling conflict, parent child conflict, like stepchildren versus real children, same mom said, like these were things, these were topics that we just did not necessarily see in a reality realism type of way on television. So I believe they paved the way for sure. Hey, Miss Toya. Hey, Toya, you're getting a lot of haze. Hey, girl. Hey. Food addiction, definitely for me. Alcohol and drug addiction runs in my family. Shawnette, that's me. I'm not food, but definitely sugar, and I just really have to be careful because if I eat, you know, I don't stop at just one lollipop. I'm gonna eat six. I'm not gonna eat one now later. I'm gonna eat the whole pack. That's addiction. Like, and half the time I'm just doing it just to be doing it or whatever, but also it's just the dopamine and everything else, serotonin and all the other wonderful things that are released as a result of doing this. And it's the same thing with addiction. And quite frankly, when you have addiction like sugar addiction and or food addiction, the brain scans very much mimic that of a drug addict. So, you know, not to get into psychology and my degree and all this other stuff, but when you look at the brain scans for someone that is addicted to sugar and what happens when they're acting on it, the brain scans of a drug addict, you match it to a food or sugar addict, same thing. That ought to tell you something right there. Sometimes addictions can be transferred. Absolutely. Absolutely. My bro went from cocaine to religion. It's quite scary. Blessed reborn spirit. That is really, really deep. And it's so, so true. Addictions can transform. So let's think about it. You can see it. Not let's think about it. Let's talk about it. It is very common in people that have experienced weight loss surgery. So people that have experienced weight loss surgery have a high propensity to go from being addicted to food to being addicted to alcohol, or to transfer it to something else. Not necessarily, you know, you said your brother went from cocaine to religion, but in the same vein, yes, you know, because they'll deal with that one thing, but then the flip side of that is you can still have all these surgeries and everything else like that, but if you have an addictive nature, you're still going to be addicted to the food. So thanks for chiming in with that. Monica, I salute you. I salute her 100%. I meant to say from one addiction to another. Yeah, I got you. I got you. No problem. At Pam, I thank you so much. We love you, girl. I'm so proud of you. More prayers. Bless reborn spirit. Absolutely. Lord, that's how I am with chicken wings. Don't judge me. That's how you are. But you eating the whole, all of them. Like no chicken wing left behind. You know what? I'm like that with flats. I can't stand drums. I'm a flat person, and I'm the same way. But in the true sense, I can stop eating chicken. But in the true sense of addiction, that's why I really, really, really try to stay away from sugar, because it'll start with, okay, we're going on a road trip, so let me just get these little snacks or whatever. And then my body's like, oh, it is high time. So now we want to crave now later. And this is me. And I have one child who definitely has a sweet tooth. My oldest daughter, I mean, we used to call her Sugar Fiend. She has it bad like her mama, and that was me. So I'm the type, I know I have to leave it alone. Team Flats, gang gang. I know I have to leave it alone, but this weekend I was all over it. And so I ate the last bit of I had this me 1:00 in the morning, hoping my husband don't hear me trying to eat the last bit of my Charms lollipops. Then I saved one for the morning. And see, that's when you know it's an addiction, when you wake up and you're like, where that lollipop at? Before you brush your teeth, before you go downstairs and eat breakfast or anything, you know. And that's why I have such among other things, that's why I have such a heart for people with drug addictions, because I know how it is. Like here I am thinking about a lollipop. Can you imagine thinking about your next hit? And the fact that no, eating a lollipop or eating chicken wings or eating whatever doesn't give us a euphoric high. At least it doesn't give me. But can you imagine when you're addicted to a substance that takes you out of here? And I don't mean dying, but takes you up and you feeling irie, okay? So, my heart's out to people with addiction, but at the end of the day, it's not good for us. It's not good for us. So anyway, Monica is laughing. Everyone's laughing. Everyone's laughing. Yes, team flats. Absolutely. Like, team drums, like why? It's too much. It's too much. Too much work. Too much. It's just annoying. And then the pieces of chicken are so huge and just whatever. You can get the flats, get them down the middle or whatever. Or if you want to start from the side, go like that, open them up. Listen, team flats, okay? You can tell a foodie because I'm giving you instructions on how to eat flats, okay? Don't judge me, but you can. I don't care. Monica, you a mess. Monica is hilarious. What did I miss? What did she say? Oh, the wings. Okay, yes, yes. Come through with them flats, my but my cheat with them. I air fry them. Okay, air frying is good. I love my air fryer, and my kids use it. We all use the air fryer, and so Miss Air Fryer gets her. We've earned all that money back and some on Miss Air Fryer. We got the huge XL one, so yeah, I love my air fryer, and she gets my stuff re-crisp. Air fryer tip: if you get fast food or something like that, and the fries are um, cold or whatever, stick that thing back in the air fryer. Rejuvenates fast food like nothing. Melissa stepped away, just joining back. No, I don't run a channel. You knew by another name, but I was being trolled, so went under another name. Oh. Okay. Got you. You did email me. Okay. Girl, we was all getting trolled, but thank God they have left. They don't come by here. I guess they said, you know what? Then we just gonna leave her alone because I just ignore them. But thank God her trolls do not come bother me. Her fake page, if it's her, if it's not her, I don't know. But whatever. I mean, when I really think about when you really think about it, like I'm a mom of 5 kids plus half raising my cousin, okay? And I own a daycare, did foster care and everything else. You cannot aggravate me. Teaching and everything. Plus, I'm the baby in my sibling group. You can't bug me. There's no way you can bug me. I'm the bugger. So anyway, yes, I love, yep, air frying. I think that's what I'm gonna have tonight. Thank you guys. I think I'm gonna do some wings. Monica, that air fryer is the truth. I don't fry. I use my fryer a lot. Yes, that air fryer is the truth. I put everything in there. Most of everything. I love it. I love that air fryer. And a lot of people there, someone on Facebook made a post and they were like, air fryer, overrated or not? And somebody actually had the nerve to say overrated. I was like, oh, who are you? And why are you on my friends list? Miss Air Fryer is not overrated. Don't do her. Do not do her. I love flats. They have to be fried with hot sauce. Always with hot sauce. Bless Reborn Spirit. Always with hot sauce. I'm not a rancher. Keep your ranch in all situations. Like always, keep your ranch away from me. But I love buffalo wings. I messed around and got them the hottest one at Buffalo Wild Wings about a week or two ago. I don't know why I did that. My son said don't do it. He said you're not gonna. It's hot, and I was like, oh, it's not that hot because I like spicy. I couldn't even enjoy it. Like it was so hot. I don't know why I did that. I should have filmed it. But then y'all would have been laughing, which I would have been laughing too, because I'm telling you, it was so bad. What did I end up doing? I kind of like gargled with milk. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. I love my air fryer. It's the bomb. Yes, everything goes in the air fryer. Air fryer is the best thing, hands down, especially chicken. Yep. I put chicken, we put our fish in there. Even though we do have a like a double basket, air fryer, whatever for fish. Um, Sometimes if I'm feeling like I want to behave and not put it in the oil, we'll put it in the air fryer. But yeah, no, Monica, I saw that comment. Blue cheese, no, ma'am. But I do like blue cheese. But I don't have to dip. Sometimes in my adulthood, I've started to dip buffalo in blue cheese. See, that's what I'm eating tonight. I'm gonna have a salad and some wings. Can't y'all stop talking about them wings? Y'all making me hungry. April, no, they made me hungry. I was sitting here and I was like, okay, when I come back from the gym, what we're gonna eat? Wings and a salad. That's what's gonna be for dinner. I don't think B is on here, but if you are, baby, that's what I want to eat. Yes, just me. I know, right, April? I cooked squash and wings and mines last week and some salmon. Okay, tell me about it, Sharnette. So you sliced up the squash, added oil, salt, and pepper, whatever, and then you put it in there. So was it did it dehydrate? Was it crispy? How long did you cook it in there? Tell me what the squash. I'm especially interested in the squash. I've done wings and I've done fish in there, but tell me about the squash. Like what? How long did you put it in there? Like was it a crispy squash or was it you just it softened up, so to speak? Shannon says, if unbothered was a person, LOL. Yes, just my personality and everything. Like that don't bother me. That doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't. It's just the fact that it makes my mods work more because they're on, they have to delete the comments and stuff like that. But as far as me, someone telling me I'm never gonna make it and that stuff don't bother me, child, please. Um, I'm a blue cheeser. I'm an occasional blue cheeser. I'll blue cheese if the buffalo sauce is super, super hot. Blue cheese come in with good with that. But then also I will occasionally take blue cheese on my salad too. Small turkey wings, Wanda said. It's been years since I cooked turkey wings. I do well actually I'll use turkey wings. I'll use turkey parts, the meat off of it, in my dressing for Thanksgiving. But as far as having turkey wings like over rice or whatever, it's been years, 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 years. Probably because I grew up eating that, oh my gosh, so much as a kid. I don't even touch it. Like, I don't want it. That and pinto beans, you can keep it. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what is it that you're not touching because you ate too much of it as a kid. Me, pinto beans, lima beans, um, almond beans, except black beans. I love black beans, but almond beans, turkey, and I can't think of anything else. I'm not touching because of when I was a kid eating that mess. Nope, don't want it. Leave a comment down below. If you're just joining in, you got to catch the replay because we had a little serious talk about Biz Markie and Frankie, which led us to wings. So you got to figure out how we got into wings after all of that. But you already heard me. You heard what I said. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what is it that you do not eat because of your childhood. My mother doesn't eat oatmeal because of as much oatmeal as she ate as a child. I didn't eat that much oatmeal as a kid. Growing up in Miami, you'll burn to death. Like we didn't eat those oatmeal and cream of wheat. We did at times, but it wasn't obviously it's Miami, so I didn't grow up in a warm climate. I didn't grow up on soup. I didn't eat a lot of soup growing up. My husband did, being from Detroit. So yeah. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what it is. You're just like, I'm not. Oh, I know what. Pot pie. I don't want no parts of it. Nope. Roasted a turkey leg. She must be leg because she said lion. Roasted a turkey lion today. She means leg probably. And had collard greens and kale with smoked turkey necks. It was so good. Charnette, you were showing out today on a Monday. Sounds so, so good. I've never mixed my kale with collards. I've done collards and mustard, but I never mixed kale. Um, my daughter has a really good recipe for kale chips. I like kale chips, but I don't like kale like in my salad. I'm not a huge, huge fan of kale, but I will eat it. Yeah. But my worst greens are the purple baby spring mix. Oh, the spring mix. Yeah. But I really don't like iceberg lettuce that much anymore either. I'll eat it shredded, but iceberg is played. Yes, y'all making me hungry. Yes, y'all making me hungry. Y'all have helped make the decision of what I'm going to eat and cook today. I ain't even gonna lie and say cook, but it's gonna get in my belly some kind of way. Might be Buffalo Wild Wings, but yeah. Anyway, Monica is like, we all are. We ready. We ready. So Blessed Reborn Spirit says, it broke my heart when there were reports of chicken. Yes. Y'all, how about Blessed Reborn? You're gonna crack up. How about when I saw your comment, I was like, oh, okay, we back to Frankie. So I was like trying to get all, serious reading your comment. Girl, and you said chicken wings shortage. And then I was like, oh, we not on Frankie no more. Yes, I felt you. I couldn't find a chicken wing to save my life. You know what? We didn't have a shortage here, but I do know that in certain parts of America, there was definitely a shortage. And if you had it, it was super pricey. So, yes, I'm like, don't start. And see, now that all these pockets of, what is it, Delta variant, Lambda, Mu Tau, and all this other stuff coming up, I'm like, okay, what's going to be affected this time? Like, seriously, what's going to be affected? Because it was tissue and everything else last time. I don't know. Y'all leave a comment down below if you think America's gonna shut down again. So we have two things I want y'all to comment on. Number one, when you were a kid, you told yourself, and now you're an adult, you told yourself, I am not eating any more of blah 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 blah. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what that is. And then the second thing, looking at all the variants and the COVID numbers and blah blah blah, do you think America's gonna shut down again? And I'll talk about that when I see some of your comments on that. Sounds so good, Charnette, doesn't it? I'm in there. I'm telling you, that's what I'm eating. Yes, y'all making me hungry as I'm eating Jello. Jello is good. Is it sugar-free Jello, Pam, or is it regular Jello? Blessed reborn spirit, I rebuke the spirit of chicken wing shortage right now for you. Listen, in the name of Jesus, Father, rain down chicken wings in the name of Jesus. We, provide, open every chicken wing door that needs to be opened and close every door of shortage that needs to be closed in the name of Jesus across these here United States. And we're thinking about our viewers and listeners across the international lines, because I do have people that are not from America that tunes in. If you are experiencing a shortage, I pray that there will be no shortage in Jesus' name. Yes, ma'am. You can cook the squash till crispy, or you can cook it till tender. Okay, I like it both ways. I like it till crispy. I love squash and zucchini. I'm a big veggie girl. Are you, Charnette? I have become one now that I'm older. When I was younger, my eating habits was trash when I was younger. And the thing was, I wasn't overweight. It's just, I just ate very few vegetables. And then when I got married, of course, you got to cook and try to act like you're cooking like an adult instead of a 3-year-old. And so I started cooking a little bit more veggies. My veggie count is a little bit wider than it was in my 20s. I'll tolerate more. But I hated zucchini as a kid. I hated zucchini and squash as a young adult, but I'll eat it now. But I don't like it slimy, like sauteed and really slimy or whatever, but I'll eat it firm. So yeah, or made into chips. That's a good thing too. Black eyed peas. Let me tell you something. Black eyed peas, pigeon peas. I don't want a pea. Not one. April says it was April Lee. I love turkey wings. Wish I could post a picture. Oh, Charnette, I wish you could too. Yeah, turkey wings are good. Turkey wings are good. I love beans. I like black beans. Like I said, I love me a good black beans. And I'll add like a Spanish twist to it. Come on now. Yes, yes, yes. I'll tolerate a green pea. I'll tolerate a black eyed pea with some cornbread, seasoned good with some turkey and whatever else. But lima beans, and pinto beans, no, I'll eat a pinto. It's the green one, lima beans. Ugh. Come on, no, nope. I didn't have a lot of it, but people can keep all parts of ketchup. You're like, nope, no ketchup, no ketchup. The only reason why I stopped eating it because it has so much sugar in it. You'd be surprised how much sugar is in ketchup. So that's the only reason why I don't eat it, but I don't mind it. I meant loin. Okay, I got you. Instead of leg. I love turkey wings and old school roaster in the oven. Yes, tender, falling off the bone. So good. Yes, Monica, I broil the end and let them get crispy. Yes, crispy is good. There's been a shortage of Hennessy, so I hear. Really, Charnette? I didn't know that. I'm not a Hennessy girl. I know, don't take my card. Please don't, but I'm not a Hennessy person at all. I'll take it in a mixed drink or something like that, but it's just not my thing. But anyway, I didn't hear about a shortage. Do tell. Y'all gonna be all right. Charnette is cracking up. We all cracking up. I'm cool on the Thanksgiving menu. Dressing, baked turkey, mac and cheese, the entire turkey dinner combo. We We ate it every Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Easter. I can't do it anymore. Blessed reborn spirit. That is so interesting because I am not a huge fan of the whole entire turkey. And so when I first got married, you just think, oh, traditional, cook the turkey. And we would never finish it. It's not um but then we tried again, another one. And so finally me and my husband were like, why are we cooking this turkey and we don't want it? Because I'm the type, I cook all different types of meat for Thanksgiving. I'm a bit ridiculous for Thanksgiving and the holidays, period. Um, Thanksgiving more so than Christmas. By the time we're done buying things, wrapping, all that crap, and everything else, I do not want to spend the next day cooking a huge meal. So I cook a semi-huge meal. But Thanksgiving is absolutely obnoxious over here. And so, but the thing is, I do turkey parts. If I do turkey, if I find out someone, doesn't eat ham or don't eat roast, I'll do ham, roast, I'll do fried chicken. Just depends. But I'm not doing a turkey. But I'll do turkey parts. But this year's going to be a little bit interesting because um we have two people in our family now that have different diet things. Whether it's vegan, they don't eat pork, whatever. So that's going to be, I gotta really be mindful of that. But yes, the traditional Thanksgiving, no, we're not doing that. We don't do that either. Grits, I did not know that. Just me. What? Oh, you're getting grits the next time you come in here. I'm gonna put it in front of your plate. You're gonna sit at that island and you're gonna eat it, and you're not getting up, and we're not going shopping until you eat those grits. Wow, I never knew that. I never knew that about you. And black eyed peas, absolutely. You had grits a lot. That makes sense, being where you're from. Too much oatmeal, yuck, as a kid, and I'm not sure if the world will shut down again. But the way the money hungry, they will just risk us again for the almighty dollar. Absolutely, and that's my take, Monica. I think that the president will mean well and will try to do it, but they're not paying him any attention. Um, and so I don't think a national shutdown will happen at all. I do not think it'll, you just better be every man for himself. And you guys just really need to make sure you're doing whatever you need to do to take care of yourself, because the government will not do it. They're not going to do it. And we could talk about this a little bit down, but Joe Biden is trying to have all these initiatives. I don't agree with him going door to door. Do not knock on my door about no darn vaccine or anything else like that. But I firmly believe that if things were done in order, decently in order, the first go round. So if you mimicked the other countries, the other nations, the other continents that shut down globally as a whole, everybody on the same page, they're doing better, even with these variants. We're not going to do that. We already know America is too stubborn, knows everything about everything. So I'm with you. It's not going to happen. Among you, it's just not going to happen. Not going to happen. Or, hear me out, Monica. I just thought about something. Do you think that they'll do it to try to make the economy tank to make Biden look bad? Leave a comment down below if you guys think that that's a possibility. We'll see. We should shut down, but we won't. Certain governors will refuse to shut down their cities. I actually think California is on their way. California is not playing. And I think my mother said Nevada is bad. So I'm like, I'm just going to stay my little hind parts right here in Phoenix. And the thing is, we have a Republican governor who was very much up 45s behind. So I don't see him shutting down at all. He owns several businesses. He was all for the businesses and stuff like that. And again, I'm not saying woo shut down or whatever, but at the same time, we have to have a solution. And right now, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know when normal's gonna come. Probably 2025. I hope we don't shut down again, but I think we might. You never know. Yeah, exactly. That's my point. I don't. But see, here's the problem. Depending on where you live, shut down means different things to different people. So for us in Arizona, shutdown did not look the same as it did in Washington State or California or Florida. Florida never really shut down as far as I'm concerned. So, it's subjective. Pam said, no beans, no beans, no beans. Monica is cracking up. I love y'all. Y'all are hilarious. I can't do many beans, only on occasion. I love Italian green beans though. Italian green beans. Would that be string beans? Pardon my ignorance. What are Italian green beans? I like a good string bean, if that's what you're talking about. And season them up and everything. Absolutely. April said sugar is my addiction. Also, Melissa. Absolutely, girl. I have to. And so I know I was wrong. I was wrong this morning and everything. So when I get to that point where, like I said, I'm eating a whole pack of mambos and then I'm eating watermelons and then watermelon crisp, well, not crisp, little chews and all this other stuff, I'm out of control. So I'm gonna have to do a fast. I'm gonna have to. Sleepy Joe, don't you come to my door with no needle. Exactly. It's annoying. I don't care whether you had the vaccine, didn't have it, whatever, whatever. Don't do it, sir. Don't do that. North Carolina will shut down. Shawnette, you think so? I'm telling you right now, Phoenix, Arizona will not. Arizona is not going to shut down. He is Trump's mouthpiece. And yeah, it's I think they will if it's going to make the economy crash and make Biden look bad. Then yes, they will shut down. What said Shawnette? Right. Miss Queen L says, right, Monica. I'm in Texas and realistic uh I'm in Texas and realistically speaking, you know how that is. Monica, I didn't know you were in Texas. I that's where I met my husband. That's where I have some extended family. Well, not extended, yeah, extended family. That's what it's called. Extended family there. So I have ties to Central Texas area. So, yeah, that's very interesting. What part of Texas, if you don't mind? But I know you know me on social media. So tell me what part of Texas that's really interesting. And yes, I do know how it is. I was talking to my brother who is in Texas, and then we're talking, and I'm like, these two governors are absolutely crazy. And so, yes, I do know how it is. They're not trying to shut down here in Chicago. You know what, T loves? Chicago is a whole nother live by themselves. Okay. Um, I don't have nothing to say about Chicago, child. They're not shutting Chicago down. They can't control anything in Chicago. You think so, Charnette? I'm with Charnette. Charnette, does North Carolina, where you at? North Carolina, do you have a Republican or you have a you have a Dem governor? So yeah. She says yes, our governor don't play. That is good. Good. And that's the thing, they're leaving it up to each governor's discretion. And so, let's just say, for an example, Georgia was wide open, has been wide open the entire time, even when everything was shut down. These kids was on spring break. I would see the lives and the reels and everything of people just all out in Atlantic Station and all this other stuff. And it's like, what are y'all doing? And not just us, other people too. It's crazy. If they had to shut down like China and disinfect the cities as if they had shut down like China and disinfected the cities as China, I think we would be in a much better place. If they had taken notes from China, I think so too, Sheila. But the thing about it is that, oddly enough, we Americans feel like we just know everything about everything. And so now, there's this great campaign to disqualify Fauci. And on one hand, I am kind of mad at Fauci and Burke and all, Brexit, whatever her name is, Burke and the rest of them, because it's like, if you knew he was lying, if you knew the president at the time was pulling false information and all this other stuff, you mean to tell me for the sake of your job and money and everything else, you wouldn't stand and tell the American people? And that's what they did. Now they want to come out and ask for sympathy and write books and all this other stuff. And I'm like, no. And I said that when 45 was still in, I was like, I can't wait for the books because I know they're coming when everyone suddenly is going to have wings and want to tell. And I don't want to hear it. And I'm not buying little funky books. April, if it gets bad again, yeah, I think he will too. If you know he don't play, then yeah, my governor is not. Nope. It's it's like a green bean in a butterfly cocoon. Oh, okay, yeah. No, I don't like those. You probably eat those raw too. Is that because you'll see some people they'll eat those raw. I'm in Texas and the governor here is crazy. Bonkers, loony, crazy. Trust me, I know. It's insane. He right there, like I said, I talked to my brother and we're comparing notes and stuff like that, school districts and all of that. And it's the same thing. It's just crazy. I'm getting a little pissed about shutdowns, especially in California. I just booked a travel there in September for Chicago Bears versus LA Rams game. Looking forward to this travel. T Loves, I was the same way. I know Just Me had a cruise also. We had trips to California and all this other stuff. I'm telling you right now, California will shut down. And I feel it in my spirit that California will not be long before they go back. Because think about it, California just opened up. The California probably was one of the last ones to open back up. And again, I'm not like, ooh, let's shut down, yay, yay, yay. But I just want this to get in control and get a hold of it. And whatever that means, it needs to happen. That's my point. No, mama, gross. No, ma'am, gross. I know, that's crazy. I can't believe you don't like grits. I love me some grits. I not love, but I'll eat them. Florida's a hot spot for COVID. Florida been a hot spot, okay? But it's bad now, blessed. I went to Florida a few times. I mean, for the past this year here, I've been to Florida so many times, and we were there when they first started opening up, but still requiring masks. And then I went back a couple of months later or whatever. So I know how Florida is, and Florida is just as bad as far as the governor is concerned. So really, you have to look at your governor. If your governor is up Trump's butt, Republican, typically speaking, they're not listening to anything that the CDC or anybody else has to say, and they're not shutting down. I'm originally from San Diego, but now in Houston / Liberty County. Oh, okay, Monica. Interesting. Good to know. Good to know. That's where girlfriend is visiting from. She's in Houston. You got that right about Chicago. I'm in the suburbs of Chicago, though. Yeah, T Love's like, it's just annoying. Chicago is really, really, really starting to tick me off. And I don't know if I'm mad at the thugs. I don't know if I'm mad at the leadership in the city. I'm not quite sure where I'm gonna place my frustration. I think it's a combination. That's why I can't really say, you know what, I'm mad at you. Chicago is a problem and has been for many, many years. It's just, I think now I mean, you can't even go a weekend without, hundreds of killings and stuff. So it's just weird. It's just weird. They said COVID is hot again in Miami. Florida stay hot. Florida stay hot, and I'm staying my hot butt from out of there. I just got back, and I'm not going back. And from the sound of it, Vegas is now hot. My mother was saying Nevada is now hot, so they're saying stay out of Nevada. So like I said, I'm gonna stay right here and mind my business. Irma says, hey, little sister. Hey, Irma. Irma and anybody else that is just joining in, we're just having girl chat. We talked about Biz Markie. We talked about Frankie, and then we got onto food, and now we're on to COVID and just all the conversation that's surrounding that. And so if you're just joining in, make sure you like this video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. It's absolutely free to do both of those things, but it will help me out. So not only subscribe, but also join in the conversation. As you can see, we get down and dirty and talk about it together. And I love that about this channel. So let me put a caveat in there. So if you don't think that your state will shut down, or you do think your state should shut down, the next thing is the Olympic Village is having outbreaks. So far today, CoCo Gauff is out. Another gymnast is out, plus other players from other countries and villages are now out. There's an outbreak in the Tokyo Olympic Village. So the question is, should they postpone this thing? Like, what is really going on? And like Monica said, it comes down to the dollar. That's what it all comes down to. We're going to risk you, your family, and everyone else for this money because I'm sure we all know the Olympics brings in so much money, not only for Tokyo, but the advertisers that are advertising these athletes and everything. So it's like, as far as I'm concerned, shut it down, because the Olympic Village is just like the NBA bubble. Obviously, the bubble has been compromised. So what do? Shut it down. Shut it down, I think. Postpone it. And I know there's a lot of money involved, but the athletes, it's not people testing positive that are coming there. It's the athletes that are in the bubble that are coming there. So now this one gymnast that I read, so now we have CoCo. CoCo's off. She's an amazing player. I couldn't wait to see her. And when I saw her post that she was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna be there," and I was like, "What?" And then I read in the comments, somebody was like, "Yeah, but she's not the only one." And then there's this gymnast who's an alternate. So a gymnast that's an alternate is very close to Simone Biles and the rest of our girls. So she needs to go. But here's the thing: she's already been around them. Too much. It's too much. Olympics gonna be trash this year. 45 should be in prison for COVID outbreak in America. Y'all, another thing. How about one of the Capitol terrorists who evaded the Capitol building pled guilty for doing it, and he only got 8 months in jail, sentenced to 8 months. And then someone compared that to the lady that voted, the voter registration lady told her, "Go ahead and vote." And now she's serving what, 8 years in jail? Man, listen. Y'all, listen. What about the 3 Democrats that were fully vaccinated, fled to Washington, and now have I didn't see that, Sheila. See, that's why I love y'all. My co-hosts, y'all are like my co-producers, for real. Sheila, I did not see that. I'm going to go look for that. Sis, they were fully vaccinated, fled to Washington, and now have COVID. And that's the thing. Y'all know Tony Baker, who is with Kev on Stage. He tested positive for COVID a couple of days ago. And so or last week, he said he tested positive, whatever. And so my point is not that he tested positive. I'm not gossiping. I don't care about that. My point is we're starting to see an uptick of people that are testing positive. So it's like, what are we doing, y'all? What are we doing? I don't know. I definitely feel that another shutdown is upon us. Yeah. And it might just mirror the past shutdown where it'll just be pockets. Now, Canada just said today, I did read this, Canada said today, hey, if you are fully vaccinated, you're more than welcome to come visit. Well, everybody knows they have already said just because you're fully vaccinated doesn't mean that you're not going to carry and or catch COVID. It just won't be severe to death. This is a hot mess. Sanji says, I love your earrings. Thank you. Well, let me not give that view. Thank you. Their wooden cuteness. Big Gretch not shutting us. Big Gretch not shutting you down? Nah. Yes, they should propose the Olympics in Tokyo. Too risky. It is too risky because if COVID has already infiltrated the bubble, the Olympic Village, we're just going to see, hopefully, no more. I can say hopefully we won't see any more positive tests, but like I read in the article today when I was researching it, they said Tokyo is going to be about not who's tested positive, but who hasn't. That's what it's going to be about. They're going to get an outbreak. Think Trump rally, Trump crap at the South Lawn 2.0. That's what we're going to see. Hey, Melissa and crew. Hey, Sassy. Good to see you, girl. We just talking. You got to catch the replay because we had a little lighthearted moment, and not lighthearted, heavy moment, deep moment. We got through that. Then we started talking about food, and now we're on to COVID, the Olympics, America, the state of America, and all that wonderful stuff. Leave I don't know, a bomb emoji, like mind blown. If you are just really, really mind blown how there's lack of aggression, and I'm blaming Dems and Republicans, but lack of aggression as relates to finding out and getting down to the bottom of the insurrectionists. Now, Republicans, we already know, mind blown, bloof. Leave a comment. But the other thing is, as usual, I feel like the Dems are just really, really being reactive, where I'm like, you need to do something you need to be just as aggressive as they are if it were a bunch of Black and brown and Native Americans and Asians and Al Qaeda and not Al Qaeda, Muslim and everyone else who infiltrated the Capitol. This would look completely different. Leave an emoji, any emoji, how you feel. You know, my favorite is a clown because that's what it is. It's absolutely ridiculous that there's not an active, aggressive anger coming out of Washington concerning January 6th. It's ridiculous. Hey, Sassy. If you're just coming in, please thumbs up the live. Thank you. Please thumbs up the live. Hit the subscribe button. We just having chit chat, catching up about all things America and everything else. It's kind of overcast here. This is a random thought, but I'm looking outside my window and I'm like, wow, it's still overcast a little bit. Melissa, do you think we need to shut down again? Do I absolutely think we need to? All right. I think we need to do whatever we need to do to be effective. So, do I think we need a shutdown? No, if it's not going to be consistent throughout all the states. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of resources. I'm very concerned about all this money that's coming out of Washington. Not that people don't need their needs met. I feel like we're just doing whack-a-mole right now. Okay, people need money, housing. Okay, we need to do this. Let's send money for that. That's the way I feel. So I know that the shutdown is not going to be across the board in America. Have a timeout, America, for a week. I think that would do so much for the numbers. I think they even said that will do something about the severity of the disease. Like it just kind of goes, it will just kind of not disappear, but for lack of a better term, I'm not a scientist, but I think it's in a sense, it will be something like if it doesn't have anywhere to go and grow, it will kind of like die away, just like how flu season does. Flu season comes in, you kind of regulate that, and then it kind of sort of goes away. So do we need to shut down? No, because it's not going to be effective. I don't want to see that happening, but it may be for the best because America was just so reckless compared to other places. And that's the whole point. If we're going to remain reckless, if we're going to still remain little miniature experts on epidemiology, then no, it's a waste of time. It's an absolute waste of time. And I think that the ultimate thing is we're just all going to have to continue to govern ourselves accordingly and protect ourselves because they're not going to do it for us. It's apparent. Like, even when you think about the fact that Trump knew that it was airborne, Trump knew that it was more severe, Trump knew that all of that, the fact that he knew all that and still is not being held accountable, yeah. But again, let it have been Obama. Let it have been Clinton. Let it have been Kennedy. Let it have been anybody else. Yeah. So Monica is giving us thumbs up. Just because you've been vaccinated doesn't mean you won't catch COVID. It's just like the flu shot. You can still get it. Not bad. Exactly, Pam. That's what I just said. Thank you. Thank you for chiming in on that. It's a hot mess because I think if we shut down, we'll go into inflation. Exactly, Elaine. It's at this point, America is out of control. It's almost, so not that it's any of y'all's business, but I am an independent. So I'm down the middle looking at both sides. As an independent, I can see the argument of the Republicans and I can see some valid arguments of the Dems. Absolutely. But we can't just keep printing money and handing out money and just doing all those financial decisions that's being made without trying to combat exactly what the problem is. And the root of the problem is, the fact that, number one, all the misinformation or the actual information about COVID, you still have people until they get it or until their loved ones get it that don't believe that COVID even exists. So there's that part. Then you have people that don't think it's severe. It's this, it's that. It's just so much going on. But that's the beauty, but also the curse of living in America in the sense of freedom of speech, freedom of press, and just having the freedom to think freely and post about whatever you think. So it's going to be interesting. And we're going to continue to have this conversation about America and what it looks like, because what's going to happen, I believe, is going to be just like how it was before. You're going to have each state figuring out and doing whatever it is that they want to do it. There's some states that fared well throughout this whole entire thing, because either number one, they had less of a population, but number two, their governor did not play. So we'll see. Exactly, Shannon. If Shannon says if 45 would have handled this correctly, we would not be in this still. Nope. But unfortunately for Sleepy Joe, he's going to get blamed for this because 45's base has amnesia. Okay. They forget about the fact that the vaccine was developed under Trump. They forget about the fact that Trump and all his cronies and everybody else attached to him also has the vaccine. They also forget about the fact that he did not mandate a shutdown, knowing good and well he should have. He minimized it. He actually marginalized Asian Americans. So they're walking around, looking self-conscious about what, because of the way he spoke about it. So you're absolutely right. We did not have leadership during this time. And that if any time was a bad time to not have good leadership, it was during this COVID-19 thing. And unfortunately, I even have to tell myself and remind myself, like, y'all, we are still in a pandemic, regardless of what Trump says, Fox News says, CNN, and anybody else, we are still in the middle of a pandemic. And if you study past pandemics, you would see that there were absolute things that they did to mitigate the risk, mitigate the disease, and everything else. And we're just not doing it. And so that's what brings concern, because I feel like we're just going to see waves of it. We're just going to see waves. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. My brain hasn't even begun to comprehend the Lambda and the Delta and the Mu Tau variants and all of that. I haven't even researched that yet. I haven't. I'm not even gonna lie. I haven't, because I saw it, Delta. I was like, great, Delta. But I don't, and again, I don't know where it's at. I don't know where it's prevalence. I don't know what it does. I don't know if it's like COVID or not or anything. So maybe I'll do that tonight. Oh my goodness. We was just in Chicago for the Taste Fest, and the day we decided to go, there was a shooting right around the corner from the fest. So pissed. Exactly. And that's why I was like, hurry your butt home. Because they don't care. They don't care. There was a time where you could get together. We remember there was a time, and here's the thing, Black Lives Matter, absolutely, but we got to have it matter amongst ourselves. There was a time, now there was a few parades, Black Martin Luther King parade down in Miami that we used to do every year. And other things, Goombay Festival, different, Calle Ocho, whatever. It used to be where these things could occur, but you knew come nightfall, you better have your butt from down there. But as the festival was going during the day, whatever, you knew you were pretty much safe. Same thing with these drive-bys. It was specifically targeted to a specific person for whatever reason, and that was that. So your kid could have their parties during the day. They could walk down the street during the day or whatever. Nowadays, that's just not the case. There are no rules of engagement as far as the streets are concerned. And so that's what's concerning for people like myself of a certain age, where it's like, okay, we used to be able to have barbecues. We used to have birthdays. We used to be able to have festivals. We used to have, now, again, come nightfall or dusk, you better have your butt from over there, because you already know it's going to go down. But you knew that was the rule. We can get together, but come nightfall, they're going to show out. Not anymore. Now, here in Texas, they're going door to door to encourage people to get vaccinated. Listen, Sheila, I'm telling you, that's not going to end well, especially in Texas. And guess what's going to happen? That person's going to get off. And that's what I predict is going to happen. You don't go door. I don't want anybody come knocking on my door, let alone someone asking me whether I was vaccinated and encouraging me to do anything. Leave me and everyone else in America alone as far as that's concerned. Now, do I understand why they're doing it? Absolutely. I just think it is so accessible now that there is no need for anything to make it more accessible. So stop. That's just what it's saying. Y'all better stop talking about my president 45. Listen, Danielle Johnson. Danielle said that was my dude. You know what? My favorite thing. Y'all gonna be like, Melissa is a clown. I am. The one thing, I'm gonna tell y'all my journey with 45. I loved him. I loved The Apprentice. I used to watch The Apprentice, and it wasn't until after he became president and I began to think back, I said, you know what? Now that I think about it, he really didn't run the show on The Apprentice. It was Ivanka, Don, and the rest of them. Trump would just show up as he did as in his presidency, say what he had to say, but he loved to he would get in the boardroom and his favorite thing was you're fired. But that was after listening to Don Jr., Ivanka, and everybody else. But he was never on the scene or anything. So that was one thing. So I really liked him, and I was very, very surprised um, to see how much of a jerk he became once he became president. It was mind blowing because on The Apprentice, and of course, that's television. But I just never knew him to be that way. But I do know, like Whoopi, a couple of people came out and said, I don't know who this cat is. Like, this is not who he is. And of course, when you know and you do research, you find out that he did say many years ago, if he ever ran for president, he would be a Republican because they are crazy and they will vote for him and back him and everything else. So he did what he said he was going to do. That's neither here nor there. The man worked my nerves the entire time. But the one thing that I took from him, and every now and then I'll tell my husband, I'll be like, do the Trump. That's what I do. So that's the only thing I took from his presidency, the Trump. That's his dance. I said, what is he doing? He's doing the Trump. So that's my Trump story. I'm glad he's your president. I don't know if that's sarcasm, but I think it is. But you know what? Listen, that's their president, okay? He can do no wrong in your eyes, huh? The voting rights is something, Elaine says, the voting rights is something people of color should be paying attention to. I'm trying to tell you. Dems do not need to step up, but you are right. It's ridiculous. Dems are not more outraged. Dems do need to step up, but you are right. It's ridiculous. Dems not more outraged. I think that they're not, and I think that they're not applying pressure as if it was, if the tables were turned. They're so reactive. The Dems are so reactive. And as an independent, I'm telling you, I like the gusto of the Republican Party. I don't agree with what they're saying half the time, but at the same time, I like the fact that they are unified in their foolishness. Okay. And they are not reactive. They say, you know what? We are going to be proactive. This is what we're doing. This is what we believe, and we're going to go after it. Dems are just like, boom. Oh, wow, that hurts. So let me do this. And then they wait around for the next Republican move. And so when it relates to January 6th, I just can't believe that there's just not enough outrage about it. That's just, I don't know. It's just ridiculous. All right, so I'm getting some clown faces. Yeah, it's absolutely clown. My president wasn't all good, but he wasn't all bad either. Absolutely not. Mm-mm. And I'm gonna tell you like this, Danielle. I said this in other videos. He could have had my support if he just wasn't a jackass. A lot of his foreign policies were really, really good. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. A lot of it, but I had a problem with how he spoke about it and how he implemented it and stuff like that. And so he was almost like a good teacher that just didn't have the methods and the stage presence and all of that. And so that's what I take for him. Like, no, he had some really good policies on a lot of good things, but he was a jerk. And I just didn't feel like I didn't want him to represent America in any capacity. And some of his policies were probably good for America, but the way he felt like he was going to go about it, the way he talked about foreign people, the way he talked about this. And then the other flip side of that is I think he was winging it in a lot of ways. I think he was more in over his head than he was rocking the office of the president. Absolutely. And I think, and I agree with your statement, he wasn't necessarily all bad, but he was all bad, if that makes sense. I hope you understand what I'm saying, Danielle. Like, I agree with you 100%. But where he was bad, it was bad. It was bad. It wasn't just a little bad. It was bad. He meant well, I mean, the business part of the foreign policy and all of that, that was really, really, those are really good concepts for America. But yeah, 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 yeah. But I got you, Danielle. Do you hear about Keisha Cole's mother died on her birthday this weekend? Irma, yes, we had a whole conversation about that. So if you're just now tuning in, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you get the replay for this live. It's a really interesting live. We spent a long time, Irma, talking about that. So if you want to hear my thoughts and other people's thoughts about Frankie, addiction, drug addiction, Biz Markie, make sure you hit the replay when we are done. I'm concerned with the money coming from Washington as well, especially those unemployment and tax credit. Exactly, Elaine. Exactly. It's really, really concerning. Thank you, Roz. I'm getting to your comment here in a second, but thank you for the super chat. Absolutely. Um, um, it's concerning. It's absolutely concerning. So, y'all, if you don't already know, Roz did a super chat, and if you don't know, you can also do a super chat to my channel. It is very, very much appreciated. And if you like what you're hearing, you like the conversation we having, go ahead and bless your girl. Okay. Super stats, super stickers. So anyway, yes, the money is just being printed and printed and printed. And that's never good for any economy. I don't care if it's under Obama, Clinton, or anybody else. And I'm going to tell you, when I was in California and I see it here in Phoenix, everyone's saying the same thing. The help wanted posters all across the cities in the United States, it's very concerning because the jobs are there. And but there's a fraction of people that just they're not going to work. And I'm gonna just be honest with you. If most working Americans, we have to go to work. Like we have mortgage pay, car payments, all this other stuff. Thank you, Roz. I really appreciate it. I need to go on on actual YouTube so I can highlight your comment because I actually didn't. I'm on StreamYard right now. So let me view on YouTube so I can highlight your comment. There you go. Let me highlight you. But anyway, so yeah, the amount of people that are not going for jobs, and I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it all across the United States where we are looking for people. And if your cost of living is super low to where, and again, no shade on anybody or anything, but to where you can survive on those couple of $100, most people that I know, how can I say this respectfully? Most people that I know, the child tax credits and all this other stuff, if we qualify for it, a lot of people I know don't qualify for it, but if we qualify for it, respectfully, knock on wood and everything else, that's gas money. We can't live off that. And so what's happening is other people that are, thank you. Oh my goodness, y'all are such a blessing. Thank you, Irma. So it's very concerning. Unemployment, everything. But here's the thing, a lot of these states are cutting off this double unemployment and double bonuses and all this other stuff. The rent moratorium is off. I think that's off across the board. So yeah, it is very, very, very concerning. Yes, Danielle, Frankie passed. Yes. So make sure you catch the replay. If you're just tuning in, we talked about Biz Markie, we talked about Frankie passing, and we had a really, really deep discussion about addictions. I shared my experience, someone else shared their experience. So it's really becoming a really good live, and we're almost at 2 hours, y'all, but that's okay because I'm here for it. So anyway, so yeah, hit the like button. And thank you again, Irma. What was that? Yeah, that was Irma. And who's the other one? Who's the other one? I don't want to lose my spot in my chat. But thank you, thank you, thank you for the super chats, for the super stickers. I do not take it lightly. If you like what you're hearing in this live, make sure that you hit the like button and definitely subscribe and join in the conversation. So anyway, we're getting clowns. Yes, absolutely clown. I want to get back to Trump. Yes, we talked about that. Yes, she died of an overdose. Again, catch the replay because we talked about all of that. Elaine, I agree 100%. And if it were any other president, he would have been. He would have been taken out of there. And it's so interesting to see to hear all these stories. Let me turn to hear all these stories coming out about General Milley and this one saying, we really thought that there was going to be an insurrection and we planned for this and we planned for that. So it's like, then why the fear? And I'm telling you, if we begin to follow the money, which I think Letitia James is and the other DA is doing, the special prosecutor and whoever else, I believe they're following the money. And once we begin to follow the money, our minds are going to be blown about this presidency. I hope y'all realize that. It has nothing to do with politics, party lines, anything. I'm coming to you as an independent, and I'm telling you, our minds are going to be blown about the things that will come out about this presidency. I'm telling you, it's gonna be crazy. So I'm skipping those, and I'll get to here. Has anyone seen television series Bite? I think it has a message, just a lot of other television shows. No, Sheila. So I will write that down because it has a message just as a lot of other television shows. Okay, I need to look it up. I'm hoping I can stream it on the 99 streaming platforms. We cut the cord many years ago, back when it was just Netflix. And it just seems like every year there's a different platform and we have them all. And it's just really annoying. I'm like, we may as well have cable, but no, we shouldn't. So Elaine says exactly. Sheila says exactly. Bless says, I think the door-to-door vaccination will turn ugly, downright violent, not a good plan. Folks are fear-struck. Absolutely, Bless, because there's several things that can tie into that. You already have people having an issue with the government. You already have people having a fear for the government to the point where census isn't accepted. That's not something that people just welcome. Oh yeah, come be the census and come take. Like, no, people want their space. They don't want you in their business or anything. But then you're in certain states where it's open to carry, stand your ground states, all of that. So you knocking on my door, I fear for my life. Get the hell on. So it's going to turn violent, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. And I agree with you 100%, Blessed and Born. It's going to get absolute ugly. You do not, one thing about Americans, whether it's Civil War time or, even to a certain point when you have slavery, there were slaves that bucked against that system. So even now, we're free people. So you are not going to be able, you can't even get America to shut down on one accord. So you actually think that you're going to get a compliant America to this not these foreign countries. You're not going to be able to do that. Nope. Spell check. No worries. Frankie was 61. 45 was so focused on the election and getting rid of anything Obama. Absolutely. Every press conference was an ego boost and Democrat bashing. He was supposed to be the president for everyone. Absolutely. Absolutely, positively. I agree with you 100%. That's what it was. If Obama, when you think about Michelle Obama and her initiative for nutrition, what was so bad about that? Like, I don't understand. I'm not just saying that, because she was Black and I'm Black. It has nothing to do with that. Like, you just overturning anything that had Obama's stamp on it, whether it was good for the country or not. So I agree with you 100%. He was just focusing on being reelected, rousing his base, overturning anything Obama. It was just a shit show. Like, his presidency was a shit show. And I don't understand, whether you agree with his policies or not, why anybody would want him to represent them. And that was my issue. We could talk all his policies and I'd be like, yeah, that's a good idea. But I don't like the way he said it. I don't like how he's talking about immigrants. Your whole wife is an immigrant. The very policy that you want to overturn, your in-laws came over on that. And they just became citizens. So now that they're citizens, now you want to do away with that. He's trash. And as a Black woman, a descendant of slavery, but also immigration, I didn't like him. I didn't like him as a representation of um of America. And I just think it was a shit show that was a runaway train that was allowed to just be out of control. And I don't know why um someone didn't, pull his coattail. Money. And we're gonna follow the money. And I'm telling you, it's gonna be so much that comes out as a result of this presidency. We're gonna be so shocked. Follow the money. Child, please. Out here in Texas, where I'm at, literally, some have written on the side of their cars, Trump 2024. Lord Jesus, help us all. Oh, yes. Same thing here. Same thing here. Like I said, this and see what got them was they just knew they won. They just knew Trump won. And so we were in a heavy red state. Turned that thing around to blue real quick. But we were in a very heavy red state. And where we live, we are not in anything urban. Okay. Where we live is very, very red. And so in our particular neighborhood. So we had the Trump trains miles long that went. And so I would talk to my husband. I'm like, I don't think he's going to win, and to be perfectly honest with you, Biden, if there was another choice, he wouldn't have been my first choice. Absolutely not. But it was, they were loud. They were everywhere. And so I literally thought like, oh my goodness, this man is going to be reelected. And what am I going to do? Like I can't deal. I can't deal. Lost some friendships, saw some people way differently because again, policy is one thing, personality and decorum of a president is completely different. And he didn't have that. And that was very, very important because it influenced on how he was going to do the policy. Of course, we want secure borders. Of course, we want immigration to be up to par. It has not been up to par forever. I'm from Miami. There's a disparity between a Haitian American crossing over and Cuban American coming over. We've seen that. That's needed. That's a whole nother video. I'm not even going there. So to your point, Monica, trust me, I understand 100%. They were out there week after week. They had Trump stands selling all the paraphernalia. They were bonkers. If that man told them, meet me on island, whatever, and I'm going to be your president and everything else, some of people I actually know will jump ship and go because they were hardcore followers and they could never answer me. I had one Trump supporter answer me. He said, well, your policies are really conservative. I said, you can say that, but I'm very much a Democrat. Yeah, I'm sorry, independent. I'm not going to any party. That's just me. I said, but answer me this. How could you allow someone like him to represent you? You as an American. He is an embarrassment. He is unqualified. He is in over his head. And I'm saying all these things. And he said, you know what? This was and I'm talking a Trump, red hat Trump supporter. He said, you know what, Melissa, you're absolutely right. He's a jerk. He said, but I'm still going to vote for him. I said, I can respect that because at least you admitted it. I said, I have a problem with people that act like he's just the best thing for America. And so, yeah, anyway, it's one of those things where, it was anybody but Hillary, and now it's anybody but Joe Biden, and that was their thought about it. So yeah, Manchin and Seneca is the holdouts in the Senate. Okay, we got it. We're gonna see. Hopefully, he'll be in prison by then, or disqualified. But I think a lot of people are banking on prison. I'm an independent too. Yeah, and that works for me because I'm able to. This party line system is just very interesting, and I'm just not going to subject myself or be like, oh, I'm going to be this and I'm going to be that. That's not how I operate in my real life. So I know there's no way I could do it politically. Exactly. The way Trump used to get on TV and talk, we look crazy. No, I didn't vote for him. Was he all bad? No, he wasn't. But when he mocked that special needs boy on TV, I was done completely. Done completely. He was an ass, and it was so annoying. And that's my point. He mocked the journalists. He mocked, and it's so interesting when you think about how bad he talked about Ted Cruz's wife. Like, and then Ted Cruz just go like, you ain't no way you gonna be clowning me like that. And then my husband be one of your cronies. Follow the money. I'm telling you, follow the money. Locking kids in cages. I can honestly say Trump was better as a Democrat until I saw how racist he was. He wasn't qualified for the job and was installed by Russian Putin. Good point, Elaine. And the thing about it is, the argument of Trump supporters was, the cage thing was under Obama. So from what I understand, the immigration thing with the children, that happened under Obama. But from what I understand, it was not implemented the same way as it was. And that's the truth about politics. As an independent, I can look on both sides and say, you know what, this was created under Obama. But we weren't aware of that. We didn't know. So I would have been just as outraged if I had found out that they were splitting families up and putting kids in cages or whatever. And again, I didn't research it enough to find out if it was absolutely true. Only the fact that, yes, the policy was implemented under Obama. But I agree 100%. Again, thank you for the super chat, Roz. I really, really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Trump just wanted to be president without, thank you, Elaine. That's what it was. He just wanted to hold the office and have the power, but he didn't do the work. He didn't listen. It was reported while he was in office. He didn't attend the meetings. He didn't want to do the briefings. He didn't read the briefings. He could care less about all that. It was about, how can I make my family and my bloodline richer? And how can I bully and do whatever I need to do? The press conferences were it was just a mess. Y'all, it was a mess. And I was so at peace about the fact that, not that I was a huge fan of Joe Biden. That's not what I'm saying. It was just the next day. Not all the foolishness and recounting that happened, but it was good to know that he would not be on TV the next day with his foolishness. And the fact that this clown didn't show up for the what's the thing, swearing, I forgot what it's called, the inauguration. He broke tradition, and it said so much about Pence and his character when he showed up. So I was glad he showed up, because that man needed to be stopped a long time ago. You're doing an outstanding job. Love your platform. Thank you so much. I don't take your compliments lightly, and I take compliments and criticism, both of them. But I really appreciate it. Do you think AG of New York and the U.S. AG will ever lock Trump up? You know what? I have my fingers crossed, because I don't know. I don't know at this point, because I know so many of us are losing hope. A lot of us had our money on Letitia James, and we're like, okay, you coming with it. I know that she said no one is above the law, but it really, really is just starting to think that this man can do whatever. Oh, like he said, shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and nothing will happen. And so I know she's taking her time. Well, I don't know that. It feels like she's taking her time to collect evidence and stuff. But to me, that could also mean she has nothing. So I don't know. Hopefully it's the fact that she's crossing every T and dotting every I, and that's why it's taking so long. Again, thank you, Irma. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that love offering. 45's actual voice makes me nauseated. Oh my gosh. Over the years, I gave every that I didn't vote for the benefit of doubt and respect. Exactly. I tried with 45 and ended up making myself sick. Exactly, Bless. Absolutely. I gave him a chance, even after all the allegations. Like, let's talk about before the election. There's no way Obama would have had, or anybody else, but let's just say Obama, because that was the president before him. And that's who they like to compare him to. And that's what they always like to say, well, what about Obama? And what about, okay, so fine, what about Obama? If Obama had half the scandals that this man had before he even got into office, come on, y'all. Come on. Can you imagine if Sasha and they had a fit because he brought his mom to help care for his young kids in the White House? Can you imagine if Sasha and Malia ran businesses like his children did while they were in office, or appointed someone else to be over their businesses, or whatever? Just the double standard and the double talk, I got tired of it. And I started his presidency off, I was ready. I'm on like boom, boom, and then Black Lives Matter came in and I'm trying to, educate in that. And then it got to a point where I said, you know what, friend, foe, whatever, new follower or whatever, it's not my job at this point. Just like it's just human decency for me to treat other races, cultures, and everyone else kindly. You know what we're saying. You know what this man is about. So I'm not your spin. And I stopped. I stopped trying to educate these people. I'm like, I'm not doing it because they know what they're doing. They know his base knows exactly what they're doing and what they wanted. And they weren't really trying to listen and have an intelligent conversation. So I posted what I wanted. And if they caught it, they caught it. And if they didn't, and as a result, I lost a few friends. And that's fine. I'm fine with that. I don't think they will lock Trump up, but they should because he's committed many crimes. Good point, Elaine. I meant to say every president I didn't vote for. I know what you meant. Yep, Trump was nauseating and I could not eat. I didn't even listen to him. I didn't listen to, of course, in the beginning you listen, but then maybe about a month or two into, I did not listen, especially this last year. He would be on and I would change the channel. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really listen. I don't know what Sleepy Joe is doing. If I can be honest with you, his speech cadence is a little bit too slow for me. So I can't concentrate and listen to Sleepy Joe. And I say that in a humorous way. Joe Biden is very old. I think that even in him being old, I do think that he definitely has the decorum of a president. And I think he's a little bit more aware not, I think, I know he's done the job. He followed Obama, that type of thing. However, on the same time, yes, he does have so many gaffes. But leave a comment if you think he's senile? Like, I don't know if I think he's senile. I don't think he's senile. He's just old. But I don't know if I think Joe's senile. He's definitely not sleepy. He's got a little spunk in him. But to run with the narrative that he's senile and he has Alzheimer's or something like that, I don't think so. I don't think so. But he is old. Now that he is. During COVID shutdown, I felt kind of bad. I was healthy and going to work, but as a frontline worker in a nursing home, my job only gave me $1 increase in pay. Exactly, Monica. My husband and I talked about it a lot of times. A lot of these frontline workers, you guys need a hazardous pay. Period. The end. Yep, we all agree with it. Trump was a dangerous man and unfit for anything. I've seen enough to know he should be in prison for the rest of his life. Exactly, Elaine. Let's go through. So true. I believe the same thing about everything coming out about him. Yep. Exactly. Melania's behind gonna be on the other side of that wall too. She probably wouldn't mind. Exactly. Where is Melania? They said she showed up last week out the blue. She was a mess too. She was a mess too. She wasn't miss. What is that? I don't care. Do you? Like, come on, man. Ugh. I'm triggered. Trump and Fox News wants a civil war, and that's why they push out lies and telling these guys to millions that they are uninformed. Exactly, Elaine. If January 6th would have ended up in a civil war, that would have been the best thing for Trump. Trump got off on January 6th. Like, he loved it. Period. And if there were any other speaker, any other president that said, oh, I'm going to walk down to the Capitol with you and you got to be brave and you got to be strong. Come on, y'all. Y'all know that just wouldn't have worked. I wonder what they were going to do about the wall Trump had put up and didn't get finished. Well, Irma, he didn't really get a lot finished. A lot of what he did, the money went into repairing what was already there. To be honest with you, let's say they said like a couple of yards was actually new, but everything else was pretty much just refurbishing what was already there. So his base doesn't want to accept that, but there was no wall. Why didn't Trump take his people and do that? Jim Jones did, and find him a place where it's only his crazed supporters, not the same Trump supporters. I'm also independent and glad. Exactly, Elaine. I'm very glad. And I love the fact that the Republican Party is now splitting on themselves. So now if you agree or disagree with Trump, now you're a rhino. Like, these people are crazy. Like, they are crazy. And Elaine, to your point, that was one of the things that I would always kind of debate and they would always remain silent, and they would never come back on my post and everything else. My question was, I don't even have that type of allegiance to my husband, okay? I don't have that type of allegiance to my kids. God is the only person that deserves that type of blind allegiance, and that's what it is. And that's what I can only hope on the fact that, biblically speaking, there should be no other God besides God. And so I can only count on him and his downfall, because God's not having that. You're not God. And that's just what I think about it. It's like, and none of his supporters can give me an answer. Another thing that I would say to them, as a coach, I used to coach. I caught hell for yelling at y'all kids or whatever. You can't tell them, these people kids nothing, let alone be hard on them, let alone speak to them a certain way. I said, there's no way on this earth, the way this man speaks to reporters, speaks to women, speaks to children, speaks to everyone else, that y'all would have allowed him to coach your kids. Is this the role model you want for your kids? Again, no answer. They had no answer. I could not believe we had a messed up president like Trump. The best thing he did, we got the stimulus check. And the thing about it is, he didn't want to do it, but once he realized, okay, they don't make me look good, he didn't want to do that. When you think about it, if you go look, there's this website that has all the PPP loans and all this other stuff. Listen, half the people that got PPP loans and the amount that they got, and I'm not talking about these small, Pookie them. I'm not talking about Pookie them. I'm talking about corporations and everything. They were tied to him. The Republicans are just in a cult and have to bow down to mob boss Trump. Good point. We had 3/4 of the Republicans in the cult. Transfer of power. Thank you. Yeah. I was trying to remember that word. I was like, yeah, inauguration. Trump didn't succeed the president. No. And I'm not from New York, but if you listen to people from New York, they're like, we tried to warn you. He messed up everything in New York. We tried to tell y'all, and they did. It's kind of annoying. I live in an area that is so red. I literally walked outside my house one day, and neighbors across the street flying a Confederate flag. It's the house around the corner the same way. Yep. Only thing is, our HOA was not going for no correct Confederate flag. They barely was going for the Trump flag, but as time was going on, people just didn't care, and they had the yard signs and all this other stuff. And my husband tried to put up a sign, and I said, take that down. We already black in this very red white neighborhood, and I don't know what this election is going to end up like. And this was a time when they were getting violent. I mean, what about when his campaign people were running people off the road and all of that? So I was like, nope, they don't need to, don't put nothing out. But I know what you mean. They were allowed to fly these big flags. It was just ridiculous. It was obnoxious. I knew it was country, but I didn't know it was that deep. But I'm covered in the blood. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's all about the money. Exactly, Irma. When we follow the money, we're going to learn so much about this. The AG is not moving fast enough for me either. Nope, not for me. Obama would not last a day. Please, not an hour. And that's on whether you supported him or not. Obama would not have lasted during any of this, okay? Any of it. And the thing about it is, I'm gonna tell you straight up, I wouldn't have want Obama to last. If let's say all this behavior would have been Obama, I still wouldn't have been a supporter. That's where I'm coming from an independent. Yes, indeed. Trump will come on TV, and I put mute, and catch the highlights. Catch the highlights. Trump was old too. Yes, Elaine, Trump was old as well, but Joe's the oldest. I didn't vote for Trump. I couldn't stand to hear him talk about anything. He could be and I was gonna say, this when he was talking about his family, but he never talked about his family, his poor kid or anybody. But yeah. I will never forget when Trump made reference to the Proud Boys, stand down and stand. Yes. And that was very exposing him in that moment. Absolutely, Monica. Stand down, stand by, stand down, stand by. When he said that, I was done. But not only that, then it started coming out that he was friends with these people and everything. So, I don't care what the group is. America has no place for any type of radical group, so I don't agree with that. Joe is not senile. He's just old. I think 45 is senile. Good point. Generally, Generally, Republicans have more morals than Democrats, if that's what you believe. Hi from Montreal. Hi. Um, I would change the channel. Same. I definitely feel you. Okay. Black Lives Matter is a radical group. Black Lives Matter may be a radical group, but the sentence Black Lives Matter is not a radical thought. Okay. So when I say Black Lives Matter, I'm telling you I'm not affiliated with any group or anything. What I'm saying is a sentence and it's a thought. And the over policing of Black and brown people is a concern. And so the way that they are hyper diligent about policing Black and brown people and killing on the spot and automatically assuming that Black and brown people are a threat, that is what I'm saying. So as the teacher in me wants to show you, because you came to troll from Montreal, I'm going to help you. So there's a difference between Black Lives Matter, which is a sentence, it's a thought, it's a sentiment. You know, it's an expression to really express what we're seeing as far as policing is concerned. It has no ties to an organization or anything. It's actually what it is. We're saying it's an outcry. Black Lives Matter. However, if we want to talk about the organization, Black Lives Matter, that's going to be something different. And it has nothing to do with me. And half the people in America that are yelling Black Lives Matter. So let me help you. Okay. This is what you want to talk about right now. And that's not what we're talking about, Dave. We're not talking about Black Lives Matter. This is not a platform for extremism. This is not a platform to even talk about Black Lives Matter. I have nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. However, let me give this expression to you and then see what you have to say with this. Now, if I were to use it in a sentence, I say, hey, Dave, welcome back to my channel. Did you know that Black Lives Matter? And that's where I'm coming from. Have a good day. We're all created equal. You know, we are all created equal, but we're not all treated equal. Obama did nothing for Blacks. Okay. But the beautiful part about it is, I'm not here to discuss whether Obama did something for Blacks or anything. You know, I'm in control of what I'm going to do under Obama, Trump, or anybody else. So keep trolling. Trump didn't understand anything about the military and had no respect for the people. Absolutely, and they said it. It's been said and reported and everything that he, and don't block Dave. Dave is fine. He just trolling, bless his heart, or whatever. Well, he has his thoughts, you know. But I just had to let him know, like, hey, Dave, Black Lives Matter. See, that's not in your organization, is it? And does that negate the thought that I'm saying? That Black Lives Matter? No. And let me say this, even if I do agree that Black Lives Matter is a extreme organization, first of all, it's fizzled out to absolutely nothing. But the truth of the matter is, let's go back to my illustration. This part, Black Lives Matter. I grew up off all the country food. Yes, royalty. Yes, yes, yes. Um, you know, I didn't grow up in down home country because my family is very northern, very, very northern family. And so I grew up in the normal soul food, stuff like that, but not too deep root country, you know. But anyway, yes, yeah. Our conversation about food was really, really fun. So you got to go back and watch that as well. Trump didn't know how to treat his wife. Nope. Nope. You can see how a man walks inward and she's outward. Listen, my favorite, Melania said, don't touch me. Don't touch me. That thing cracked me up. Melania said, no, you do not hold my hand. I don't even sleep in the same, I don't know, this is alleged. I don't even sleep in the same area as you. So why in the heck are you trying to get out in public and act like we hold hands? She said she would do anything to avoid holding his hands. That thing, she would get on the plane and act like her hair is in her way. I mean, I used to crack up. Melania, when I saw them two together, that cracked me up. They're riding around flying their Trump flags proudly, but when he lost, they took their flags down and went back into hiding. But we see you. Yes, Sheila. And that's the thing. Like I said, I live in a very, very conservative area, very, very Trump, higher end Trump people. Because, you know, Trump, the other part of his base is Deep South Woods, West Virginia, who the income bracket had nothing to do with them. Absolutely nothing. And I have a story about that. We were traveling, we were going somewhere, and this was during a time where it was the beginning of the it wasn't the beginning of the pandemic, but everything was starting to open up. And so these really, really southern, you know, you wouldn't look at them and say, oh, they're from money, and you could tell that they weren't necessarily from money. But anyway, they're complaining about the mask, and why I'm never flying again. And so what ended up happening is it ended up being a whole large group of Trump supporters, and they just started talking about, you know, the election, and oh, you know, every conspiracy theory you could ever think of. But then they started talking about how proud they were of being rebels. We're rebels. We're rebels. We're not going to wear our mask and all this other stuff. And it was so funny because then they got on the so there was parts of the group that definitely came from money, and they were talking about their businesses and this, that, and the other. Then this one girl said, this one lady, and I turned around, I said, you idiot, he doesn't even represent you. But anyway, she says, yeah, I wear my mask at my job, but I don't wear it when I leave my job. And she was like, yeah, so where you work? I work down at the McDonald's. That's where I work. I turned around, I said, Jesus, help me keep my class, because I wanted to tell her, sis, other than your whiteness and your privilege as a white person, he don't represent you or your income bracket. So what the devil are you doing? But I left her alone. But it was so funny because they, you know, they had their little moment before we boarded the plane, and they were just so proud of being anti-maskers, and they're not going to travel anymore, and you know, it's a conspiracy, you know, just so much stuff. It was just absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, anyway, the good port from North Carolina. Yes, sir. Elaine. Fox News put a lot of lies out. They did. And they still are, allegedly, from what the news articles that I'm reading now. Hey, Lakeisha. Hey. Trump's face looked mad all the time. I also couldn't stand his hairstyle. Child, just cut it off. Come on, teach Melissa. That's, you know, that's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. And if I'm scrolling, I don't see him. He left. Because again, you know, it's so easy to stand on Black Lives Matter is radical. Okay, yes, you're right. But now let's look at this sentence. Black Lives Matter. Let's talk about that. Oh, you don't have a comeback because it's easier to talk about Black Lives Matter because you want to say that I'm a part of an organization that I know nothing about, has nothing to do about it. Oh, okay, man, please. Okay, Royalty is watching. Are you watching the playback? Preach, Melissa. I shall continue as always. The fifth fully vaccinated Texas Democrat has tested positive. Sheila, are you kidding me? Sheila, girl, since we've been on this live, we now have a fifth person. Man, it's a mess and a half. Monica, you know I keep you laughing. Can you believe Trump didn't want to wear a mask and end up with COVID-19? Yes, I can believe it, and I believe that he knew it was dangerous. Not I believe, I know he knew it was dangerous. I knew he knew that he needed to wear a mask, but he's so vain, he didn't feel like, he didn't want it to make him look a certain way. That's what it all came down to. I'm going to look a certain way. I don't want to look like a clown wearing these masks. That's all it is for him. A place of power and everything. Do I like wearing a mask? Absolutely not. But is it important to wear a mask? Do I wear a mask? Yes. But is it my favorite thing to do? Absolutely not. I'm not so vain that I want to, you know, catch this thing. And he tried, I mean, you can't tell me this man was not near death or really, really bad off. I know he was, because they wouldn't have took him to Walter Reed, period. Valerie, hey, just joining in. Good evening. If you are like Valerie and you're just joining in, Valerie, we are having a good old time. I'm not sipping on wine. I got my water. And we you have to catch the replay. So if you like Valerie, make sure you hit the like button on this video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and join in the conversation. We started off talking about Biz Markie, Keyshia Cole's mom, Frankie. reality TV, then we went to Wings, and now we just kind of landed on Trump and politics because we got some stuff to get out. Obviously, still, we still have some things we want to work through. So yeah, welcome, Valerie. It's good to see you. You see your name again coming in the chat. So anyway, Sheila's like, yes, y'all be gassing me up. Shoot, ego. Yes, it's his ego. That's all it boils down to. And he was willing to sacrifice, what is it, at that time, 500,000 American lives? Please. I believe he had his hands in it somehow. Hands in what? Baby, Biden, keep your needle. Listen, let me tell you. Okay. It's taking it too far. No one needs to go door to door. I'm sick of the commercials. I'm sick of the advertisements on social media. Listen, if anybody wants the vaccine at this point, they know exactly where to go. Your little commercials don't convince anyone to go get. Leave a comment down below if you decided to go get, or you know someone that decided to go get the darn vaccine because of the commercial of the son and the mother, or the grandson and the mother going out together. They need to stop. Over it. Trump couldn't help himself. He couldn't. It's so hot and humid in Texas. I'm on nothing but water, Melissa. Girl, that's all I've been. And you guys have been hot and humid. We're hot and dry, but hot is hot, child. And oh, you're saying woo, yeah. So yeah, y'all, like that's these are some things that we're gonna have to watch. And I'm definitely going to jump off here when I get off here and look up these Democrats that's coming up hot. Like what? Coming in hot. Like wow. Trump, you're fired. Irma joining in all late. She said, listen, I'm chiming in. So so we have that. I'm gonna look up bite and then let me write down the Dems. Let me see. What else did I? So you guys, let me say this. Now that I have you guys in here, make sure you tune in tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about birthing the life that you want. And I want to show you this picture that I saw, and then it's going to take off the conversation. I promise you, you don't want to miss it. You've joined in all the other conversations that we had, and they've been great. And so I want you guys to make sure you catch the live tomorrow. I'll be on same time. We've been holding it down. It's been a minute since we have, but y'all know I will be here with y'all chit-chatting and everything. But tomorrow's live is going to be so good. It sure is. You're right. I got 2 more cases. Just got 2 more cases yesterday. Yeah. We here in Arizona, well, I'm not gonna say here in Arizona. I'll say me and my husband. And my mom does the same thing. We get at 10 cases in one shot. That's a little for us. Like we have to keep water here. Have to keep water on board. So yeah, we always get cases. And my daughter since she got married, she grown. So why don't you get a filter? Because we got a filter at our house. I'm like, good. I'm glad a filter works for you. But no, it's easier for the kids on their way to their different practices, grab the water and go. And that's what we do. I'm not going to answer my door when they come for the shit. Yeah, nobody answering their door. At Sheila, what part of Texas you in? So we have a lot of Texas people. Yeah. So tomorrow's live is going to be deep. I'm so excited to be talking about that and just showing y'all a picture from it and then seeing, just taking the conversation from there. If you're just now joining in, we talked about CoCo. Nope, not that CoCo. I haven't watched him. How's he doing? How Mr. CoCo doing? I did catch, so let's shift gears. I did catch, I was just wondering. I was like, oh, wait a minute. There is a Keisha T. And I was like, let me go on her page. So I went on her page and she takes so long to set up whatever it is that she's talking about that I didn't stay on. But I did see in the comments that someone said right in the beginning, because she wasn't even talking by the time I clicked off. But she was someone said you're at Latrice's house. So I was like, oh, they made up, they're back together, whatever. So yeah, and as y'all know, I don't really She said Frisco, Texas. Um, I haven't caught a live with Trees. I do, like I said, for some reason, I still see that she is live. Oh, Irma's in Austin. Okay, Irma, when I go to Central Texas, be near you. But anyway, but I saw that Keisha T, she went live, looks like. But like I said, she took too long to kind of set up, I guess. And she was just kind of quiet. And so I was just like, oh, okay. But then people were talking because I don't know what Latrice's house looks like. So they said it looked like she was in her house. Somebody's made some comment like, oh, I see you with Latrice or something like that. So if they made up, that would be interesting. Those of you that follow and watch over there, I'm sure that was interesting for you guys to see. CJ So Cool allegedly had back surgery. So him and Royalty are back together. All that online foolishness and mayhem, fussing at each other and putting each other out there, and him talking about her kids and her whatever, and him sleeping with this one and all of that obviously was squashed. And so Royalty is over there and they're all together and they are one great big happy family, which makes it toxic. Because what people fail to realize, you put all this drama out on the internet and then you don't bring us back to where you're at. Now, is it our business? Some could say yes, some could say no, but you made it public. So they're together. And people are clowning Royalty to no end. People are calling her the gold digger. People are saying that, all that was for clout because from the beginning when CJ was doing that, he grew at least 2 million followers. So he's almost at 10 million followers at this point. And so, yeah, that's that. So yeah, Royalty, I was rooting for her. I was really, really rooting for her to I don't see where we last left off. Anyway, I was rooting for Royalty to really establish herself, get into whatever she was getting into, do her channel or whatever. This man clowned her to no end, and she's right back with him. And so that's why a lot of people like myself wouldn't even be surprised if Latrice ended back up with CoCo. I wouldn't be surprised in the least. I wouldn't be surprised in the least. Irma says a big mess, right, Monica? Hey, Melissa, how you doing? I am doing fine, Rosalind. Good to see you. Make sure you catch the replay. Hit the like button and leave a comment. But yeah, girl. We've been talking about all kinds of stuff. As you can see, we've been on for almost 2.5 hours talking about all kind of stuff. We had stuff that we had to get off, okay, our chests. So that's what we were talking about. So anyway, let's see. I wouldn't be surprised either. No, I wouldn't be surprised they got together. And I wouldn't be hating. I have a man. I don't care unless one way or another. Listen, here's the thing, whether it's CJ and Royalty, whether it's Latrice and CoCo, listen, that's y'all. Y'all the ones have to deal with that. They both were completely publicly embarrassed. It played out in public. They brought it into public space. We all went along with it and saw it. So, we all have opinions about the situation. But at the end of the day, if they get back together, I would not be surprised at all. And I just say, you know what? If you love it, you love it. CoCo said he don't want her slow behind self. Lord, when did he say that? When did he say that? So he's done, you think? You think he's done? Okay. Well, here's the telltale sign. Well, maybe it's not. Because when I last saw her, she was really getting mad if anybody even went over there. Like, she's really clocking who's over there and then who comes and talks to her. And so one can look at that as, like someone said, they're undercover. Who said that? I think Treese and CoCo undercover lover. Okay, so one could look at that as them being undercover, and she really is saying, step off my man. Or somebody could say she's just clocking because she's not over him or whatever. So we'll see. I haven't caught his lies either. Monica, clown, behavior. Exactly. Let me see. Monica said, Lord, don't get me started on Treese. We don't believe you, Treese. Nope. I I watched some of her live yesterday, and she finally got the kids some beds. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Kids got beds. So when is the function? On one of his lives, because she brought back up his ex-girlfriend. Oh, geez. Just me, turn your device off. How do you say? We're gonna need you to clock out and give us your device. Yeah. So, oh, that, and another vlogger is reporting that Queen and Clarence may be on the outs. They may be on their way to being done. She wouldn't give why, in the sense of who was inboxing her and what they were saying. She's going to hold out on that. But she did give clips. And so if you follow Queen, apparently she's sub tweeting on Twitter and saying stuff, and Clarence is saying stuff, that beginning phase where they're kind of saying stuff, but not really saying it, putting it on the internet and then mad when people talking about it type deal. So we'll see. Queen is one where I really wish she would concentrate on her children and concentrate on her music, and anything that is not serving her, she would absolutely get rid of it. Queen is a child of God. Queen come from the church, and you can hear it in her music. And I'm just rooting for her in that regard. Like, she really needs to, in my opinion, just kind of focus on that, because the girl can sing. And when she does bring out a hit, Queen, she makes hits for sure. Elaine says good night. Good night. Okay, I'm not sure how much longer we're going to be on here, but we are here and we are chatting. We have talked about all kind of stuff. So make sure you guys catch the replay. Make sure you hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. We've been on for 2.5 hours. That has been great. So don't forget to catch me tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Say 4 o'clock on the West Coast. East Coast, it is 7. It will be 7 o'clock. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm gonna get off here. And if you have anything to say, leave it in the comment section. And in the meantime, check out some of my community posts. Those are the posts where I just post and ask different questions, a poll or whatever. If not, that's okay. I will be here tomorrow. Let's highlight Valerie's comment. And Monica, oh, honey, that function, don't get me started. Now all of a sudden she thinks the location is too small and ghetto. Child, don't get me started. Pick me. Exactly. Monica, I don't know. It's nothing to say. It's going to play out the way it's going to play out. I hope folks don't end up getting the refund or whatever. Like, I really wish it works out for her. But yeah. Oh, Monica, now she's saying you turn your device off. It's a prairie house. Oh Lord. Okay. Child. Yeah. If I have enough time and enough patience and enough brain cells, I'll go catch up. But if not, I'm not. Y'all, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Catch me up tomorrow. We'll be live tomorrow. We'll talk about the important stuff that I want to get out. The message that we have. Oh, y'all here for it. Okay, y'all know I'll stick around for a little bit. I do watch him. I do watch Kwame. I don't watch him every day. And I don't watch him thoroughly. I guess I skim through him and his content. So yeah. What? I just need one person. This is my preacher voice. I just need one person. I see you in the balcony. I see my friends down in the front aisle. I see you guys. And as we bring this service to a close, I see the word of the Lord is saying, the word of the Lord with a lowercase l, because I don't play with God. She wanted her followers to work the event. Can I see those hands that can confirm that this is accurate information? Because I know she lied. Are you serious? And the sad part about it is someone will work it. It will be a meet and greet for the followers, and they will work it. I can't do it. I can't do it. And bring their own. I'm laughing so hard at your facial expression, I can't breathe. Monica, what is happening right now? Her face be hilarious, girl, because I can't hide it, y'all. I can't hide it. Let's go back to what Bless said. She wanted her followers to work the event. Someone's going to do it. And they're going to count it such an honor. Child. I'm getting confirmation. Sheila is with me. Stop. Hey, Melissa, she posted for help. YouTube gonna be going through my video. They'll be like, wow, there's a moment of silence right there. That's nice. No, it's not a moment of silence. I'm in utter shock. But okay. But a meet and greet is supposed to be free. It is supposed to be free. And when I think about some meet and greets, so like I've seen where Damo has done meet and greets. Certain people do meet and greets where you have to pay. But your basic old school YouTube meet and greets, they were free. But if there's a venue involved, if your YouTuber is going to offer a service or whatever, there could be a price to it. But I'm not going to ask my subscribers to work the meet and greet that was for them to meet. Bye. It's a setup for drama and then turned into a skit. Bingo. Skit. Y'all already know. If you haven't already watched my video about these skits and all that, just watch it. It's the face for me. Girl, listen, baby, bring your own rosemary and whatever else you bring, your gun, and you can get a plate and a drink. A beloved had a meet and greet for free. She did. She had a meet and greet, and the mall couldn't take the capacity, and so she had to cut it off. And there you have it. Like I said, I know some people that have done certain meet and greets. So like this one girl that I know that does makeup, she had a meet and greet, but she also had like one-on-one sessions. They did makeup together, that whole thing. So there was something for them to pay for. But a true meet and greet, an old school classical YouTuber meet and greet, that's supposed to be free. Stop. Oh boy, Be Love and her family just did one in the mall and food court for free. Yeah, they had to shut it down for security reasons. It was too big, and so she said she's gonna have to reorganize it for a better venue. But when they don't want what she wants them to, yep. When they don't do, you meant do. When they don't do what she wants them to do after she talks to them crazy, she's going to Facebook. She's going to go to Facebook and dog them. She's such a clown. We've seen it time and time again. So somebody said her and Chef Carmen are back together. So she's going to be on there. I think someone in my last live mentioned that her and Chef Carmen have hooked up together. Yes, Tanya. Be sure to wear your bonnet if it's fancy. Knee slapping good time. Wear your bonnet, okay? I almost said something. All Flim hackers, front row. Front row VIP seating. We're going to hack and cough together. Okay, now if you put Monica in timeout, that means you're going to put me in timeout for what I just said. Okay, don't text me later. Irma's cracking up. Monica's cracking up. Monica cutting up. Listen, be sure to wear your bonnet for a knee slapping good old time. And like I said, especially if you are hacking up a lung in phlegm, you get front row seat. And on that note, on that very messy note, um, I don't know. I don't know. I honestly just don't know. And I'm never really at a loss for words. I guess for me, it's like just when I think it's gonna get worse or ridiculous, it gets even more ridiculous because she's gonna have people to do it. And I'm not hating. Like, go right ahead. If y'all are that crazy to work a venue that's supposed to be in your honor, child, please. Monica, you in timeout. Um, her video threatened people when they go into her in trouble, but she always let them before Facebook, delete them before Facebook finds out. Well, I personally, this was back when I was watching her. I got the screen recording when she was number one trying to, but she wasn't. I don't think she was talking to me, but I recorded it anyway. But I definitely recorded the one where she was like, "Y'all go to YouTube, go, go talk to this one, go talk to that one." So basically, she was talking to those of us that were really, really during that time, a month or two ago, really, really making videos about her. I've kind of shied away from it because it's old. Like I said, if her and CoCo get back together, you darn skippy, I'm gonna make a video about it. But her everyday whatever, I don't watch her like that to even care. Y'all crack me up more so about it, telling me what's going on about it. But yes, addicted. It is not. You shouldn't be threatening people. You shouldn't be doing any of those things. That's not healthy. Chef Carmen is going to be in Vegas. Is this where this event is going to be at? Or you're just saying no, chef, whatever. Y'all know what I'm saying. And she's gonna call y'all new members out September, November, December, and all those that were born in October. You do not belong. Sheila's cracking up. Y'all getting messy now. Now y'all getting silly. Don't mind the bullet holes in the building. Don't mind the bullet holes in the building. Just make sure you bring your gun. She's giving it to you blood raw. Two fists on the table and all. Come on now. Don't she say blood raw? Blood raw. Yeah. Oh my Lord, Monica. Blue crab plates are extra. Y'all clowning. I am hollering. I think I think somebody confirm this foolishness. Because I think Irma's confused. Girl, let me get out of here. I can't. I can't do this with y'all tonight. We had a deep conversation. We even got really political and got really, really sophisticated. Dave came in and thought he was gonna straighten, and then he dipped out real quick. I was really disappointed. I love a good debate. But he was lightweight. And then we get on this foolishness. Um, okay. All right. Smacking my lips. Y'all just want to be, wait, y'all just want to be like me. Y'all want what I got. I got. My money is long. Girl, go sit down somewhere. Can't even pay your employees. Oops. How's the warehouse going? When is the last time she been there? No, Chef Carmen did a video saying that she would be in Vegas. You know what that means? Sips tea, that's water. Monica, dirty, nasty, unclean chicken is going to be on the menu. Don't say chicken because remember, we eating wings tonight. Child. Or cleaned in her washing machine or something crazy. She said that she gave CoCo money for his mother headstone and CoCo didn't want it. Oh, okay. I wouldn't eat a closed piece of candy from her. Just us three? Me either. Me either. Listen, y'all would just have to get all this breath and whatever else, but I'm not taking the mint. I've been watching her since 2016. The meet and greet never happened, so she always come back with the story. Really, Darlene? See, that's unfortunate. Because my thing is, I'm not promising y'all anything that I can't produce. And I just wouldn't, I just can't. And let me guess, what happens with a lot of these YouTubers or online people, they'll sit up there and collect all this money for the event and everything, but they never produce. Like, it's so wrong. It's so wrong. Yeah. She really dogged this lady out about CoCo, but keeps saying shit. Okay. Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Like, you cannot be someone that if she finds out that you follow CoCo or watch CoCo or whatever, and then you go back to her channel, she said she clocking all y'all. And so my thing is this because you're still with him? Is this because you want him? Where I don't know. I don't know. It's not worth it. Hey, we like grand biscuits over here. Our conversation has layers. Listen, and those my favorite. Oh my goodness, especially butter, layers upon layers upon layers. I love it. Irma, we know that ain't gonna happen. She was talking to the lady from the kit clothes. I don't think the lady knew about the date on Sunday. That is when she needed to look for another venue, saying it is ghetto. Okay. Well, we getting down to the wire. When is it supposed to be? When is it supposed to be? Darlene says, yes, Melissa, I ain't crazy. Darlene said, listen, no, I'm telling you the truth. I know you are, Darlene. I'm just mind blown. I'm mind blown as a content creator, okay? As someone on the internet. No, I don't have the followers that she has. And I've said it, and I'll continue to say it. If I have to do all this foolishness and mayhem to get the followers that she has, I don't want them. I'm going to give it to you organically. I'm going to give it to you transparently, and I'm going to give it to you my way. So with that being said, there's no, y'all know that I'm not jealous of any of that or anything. But as a content creator, my mind is just blown because, I get it because I like the sensationalism of it, and it's hilarious, and we all can't believe that she's able to do these things or whatever. But you look at other people that are bringing good conversation to the internet and stuff like that, and it's like, y'all cannot be serious giving her y'all money or your time or whatever. But yeah, it is what it is. When you Google celebrities' net worth, you can see their worth. But when you Google her net worth, all you see is mug shots, but she's a celebrity. Sheila didn't come to play today, y'all. She didn't come to play. What you say? You right. I'm gonna have to do it. She said you see her mugshot. You don't see her net worth. Child. Well, and the other part about that is long money for some people, and long money is spending money for some people. And that's just the truth of the matter. So that's subjective. And none of us are in her bank account or whatever. So yeah, anyway. Still wearing the same stank shorts from last night today, talk about the next woman. Like, girl, go change your clothes. That'd be my thing. What is shocking a lot to me is what is shown on social media. She acts like she's the only person who ever bought a house. Okay. She does. August. Royalty is cracking up. She said people get checked once a month. It's called short money. She said people get checked once a month. It's called short money. Okay. To me, it's the money, but it's also what you got to do to get the money. That's what's more important to me. It's freezing in this house. Hand me your device. All y'all need to put your devices down. Because y'all cutting up today. You are right. Irma says, she said slow money. Oh, slow money. Month. Okay. Checks. She said people who get checks once a month is called short money. And then Tanya corrected and said, nope, she said slow money. Yes, Tanya. And you know what? Slow is good. Slow is good. Because again, are you watching? Why are you popular? Are you regardless of what you tell yourself, are you popular because people are looking at you and they are marveling, like, wow, okay, train wreck over here. Or are they getting something out of it, whatever? Her diehard followers are A1 day one, and they doing whatever they need to do to follow her, to keep up with her and everything else. I used to enjoy it. Like, but like I said it before, from a reality TV, I can't believe this is on live type of thing. But after a certain point, you know, and the skits and it's not a skit and this and that and the other, I don't play them games. I'm too old for that. Like I'm too old to be following along on that standpoint. So it works for them, it works for them. She really does act like she the only person who bought a house. I'm like, okay, I got short money, but I'm a homeowner. Like, girl, please sit down. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And so, and that's the thing. Only person who can take trips or homeowner, have a car, whatever, whatever. Like, no, you're not the only person to do these things. So that's why I kind of find it comical, you know, when someone come on here, oh, you're never gonna make it, and this and that and the other. Child, please. This online thing is a blessing, and it's a blessing to be able to do it as a hobby. And I thank God for my life. But one thing I do also thank God for is that who you say I am really don't matter. Like, it don't matter. Anyway, Monica cutting up, Sheila cutting up. I'm taking Sheila's phone. See, Sheila, you the new person that I already used to have to take Monica's phone. Now I got to take your phone. And then Just Me is cutting up too. So yeah, y'all just had time today to cut up. Y'all cutting up. Child, both of y'all cutting up. She really needed a real friend or family member to tell her the truth. Believe that one lady done lost it. She cut up today. It's sad. I believe that lady done lost it. She cut up today. It's sad. Oh, Jean, she cut up today? Okay, okay. But that house looks like it's in the 60s, 40s, 40s, 40s. But I ain't gonna dog nobody's house because I love my house. And I don't want God to be like, that's not God. God don't do stuff like that. But, I don't want it to be like I'm talking about somebody else. Whatever. Whatever. She liked it. She bought it. She loves it. And that's just the bottom line. It's her house. That's what she said. I agree. I think if you're a social media person, um, going live, putting yourself out there like that, I think you need a balance. I think you need somebody to pull your coattail if you doing all this crazy stuff. To me, like I said, my channel is growing. It's growing at a great pace. I'll go to sleep tonight and it'll be one number, and I wake back up and it'll be a number. Now, I don't have 100,000 followers at all. I'm on the road to 5,000. And I'm not near 5,000. However, I'm okay with that. I'm completely okay with that. Because when I think about these large YouTubers, some of them, and what they're doing to grow, that's just not me. And so if that's what it takes, and if that's what people are looking for, then I'm not going to be able to provide that kind of content. And so I'm okay with slow and steady because what? It wins the race. And so there it is. And like Irma said, listen, I'm not going to take her fame from her. But that house looked like it's from the 60s. Everything is a facade. Uh-huh. Oh, we're not scrolling. Let me go over here. We're not scrolling fast enough. Okay, hold on. But my point is, I think every content creator that if I don't know the ones I look at some of these kids on here and I'm like, where are their parents? Like, and I don't mean little kids. I mean, the young adults that are producing. CJ so cool, blah 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 blah. Like, I be calling my kids all the time. If you do not get yourself together on these people's internet, I know something. Put some clothes on or whatever. But again, that's my standard for my channel, and so I can never put that out on Trees or anybody else. And it sells to a certain degree, obviously. But the thing is, are they watching from a train wreck point of view, or are they watching? Yeah, okay. Military people get paid twice a month, so it's slow money. Okay. House was built in 1960s. In my Trees voice, y'all ain't on my level. Y'all jealous. Y'all see that Hyundai Palisade. Y'all ain't rocking with me. Oh my gosh. Man, oh man, Monica, you're cracking me up. Hey, Queens, Delphine, we have progressed to the foolishness. I didn't do Foolishness Friday, and they are making up for it. You got to go back and watch it because we had a really good conversation in the beginning, and now it just went to hell in a handbasket because we're talking about their favorite Facebooker, and these people crazy. I wonder how long it's going to be before she takes her new sewing lace front off. I know, I know. Bless Reborn Spirit, I have no idea. Treese changes her hairstyles a lot, so it probably won't be long at all. My favorite style on her is I like when she has like the wavy look. But her natural hair, remember she had it curly, she curled and she had like little braids. That was cute too. It wasn't bad. The house is very old. Irma said, listen, she famous. Leave her alone. Sheila, y'all are cutting up. I don't want to sound negative, but I don't have Tree's money. But my home is 3 levels with high ceilings with 9 yards, and I drive an Infinity. Ain't God good? Bum, 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 bum. Come on, Delphine. Listen, here's the thing, Delphine. The truth of the matter is, and I don't want her to show us her bank statement or anything like that, but we don't really know what her money is. We don't know what your money is, but your house sounds nice, and you got them yards, and you drive an Infinity. Those that know me, they know my husband, they know my life, they know my life. I appreciate you saying that because sometimes I'd be so tempted, but I'm not gonna go there. I'll let her think that she's the biggest one in the room. But yeah. And Melissa, don't make it no better sounding like her. Raise your hand if you can touch this. Royalty. They got you in the foolishness too. Royalty said, raise your hand if you can touch the ceiling. Oh, Jean, they got you in it too. Jean said, late 30s and 40s. I am just going by the bathrooms, the washing and dryer room, and the used to be fireplace. I'm just saying. Oh, you know, Key, I won't do that. Um, Just Me said yes. Thank you, Just Me. A whole vibe, Melissa. Y'all are vibing. I love it. I love it. Um, thank thank God you didn't say them orange is the new black two break. No, so no, I don't like them. Roz is trying to school her and it doesn't work. Okay. Melissa, there's no need to explain yourself. You know it's not. Melissa and Delphine, listen, Sheila, I'm gonna need you to clock out and give me your phone. It's freezing here. Royalty, Sheila, girl, y'all cutting up. Y'all are cutting up. Delphine, you rocked right into it, but you had to let them know. You had to let them know what your residential resume was looking like. Like, don't try me. Don't do that. And that's what I like about um, being a woman such as myself. Like, I don't, number one, I don't have to be the biggest one in the room. I know I'm not the biggest person in the room all the time. But also, I want my entire crowd to win, like whatever, however that looks like. Like, I don't need to be the biggest person and prove this and prove that. Child, please. We don't have to prove that. I didn't, so far, 3 homeowners done talked through the live. And these are people that have been on her lives as she's insinuating that she's the only person that's ever done this. Child, please. Nah, man, nah. Somebody sent me something in my inbox. I was like, I don't want to know where that lady lived. They were sending me pictures of I don't care, don't want to know, none of that. Anyway, long money. Absolutely not, as Delphine would say. Yes, I'm gonna need you to do the phone. To me, it don't matter how big or small your house is, just put some thought into decorating and keeping it clean. You know what? It's not about, yes, it is about decorating and keeping it clean. Bless Reborn Spirit is coming with the truth. I'm gonna have to go back to my live chat and YouTube. But here's the thing. The truth of the matter is, dang it, this is part of tomorrow. But I'm gonna tap into it just a little bit. The truth of the matter is ages and stages, grace and grace. You understand? Where we drive around and we talk about it all the time. We're living our dreams. When he was a young soldier, I'm a young girl, like married at 20. The stuff and how we're living, we're seeing the fruit of that. Sometimes it comes fast, sometimes it comes slow, sometimes it comes through trial and error and everything else. So my point is, if your one bedroom or studio apartment is what it is, okay, and where you should be, someone in a 15-bedroom mansion or whatever does not necessarily mean that they're doing better than you. I'm telling you, I told y'all this before. I know plenty of people that have way more money than we ever could think about having. Well, no, I won't say that. Let me take that back, angels, because y'all already know I want to be a millionaire. But we know people with some real long money, like millionaires, and own several locations, restaurants. And if I name the restaurant, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Own several businesses or whatever. So we the babies in the group. But if you knew the problems that they had, and I'm not talking about problems financially or whatever, I'm talking about personal problems, you wouldn't always be so impressed. So being the loudest and the biggest and having the most and all sort of stuff doesn't necessarily make you better. I would rather take someone with integrity in a one-bedroom apartment, but they have integrity, they're rocking the hell out of their life, they're doing whatever they need to do, than someone loud and wrong on the internet, sitting on 15 acres. Absolutely, positively. Okay. That's just me. I don't easily impress when it comes to that. I really don't, because I've seen people break their neck to get things, and behind the scenes, they're going through hell to try to maintain that stuff. So yeah, but a lot of this we're gonna talk about tomorrow. Honestly, this is right in the lane, sort of what we're gonna talk about. So anyway, oh shut up. Oh, how do I pin this? I can't pin it. We can't pin this. Stop. I can't pin it. Okay, wait. I want to pin this comment and I can't. Shoot. Just me just reported. Oh, shut up. I just heard she canceled the meet and greet. I'm just happy, blessed, humble, and thankful for my little house. And I'm humble and thank you. Let me tell you something, Monica. That's what I'm trying to say. Period. Um, and that's your spot. That's yours. You own that. And that's beautiful. Okay. Monica ain't listening to my encouragement. Y'all, we on this other new thing. Girl, anyway, it's canceled. Who said? Is that what? Ooh. Somebody said, when do you think the baby's bed's gonna arrive and Oreo coming through? Not the stank walk. Come on now. Who got a stank walk? That's what I just heard. Okay. Um, I'm done. I'm logging off. Thanks to Monica. No, you're not. You're not going nowhere. Sheila, I know you love the grown women over here, and I love seeing you. And you done came out your shell today, Sheila. So yeah, I'm gonna have to throw you a wrench too. Yeah, and that just means make you a mod. I got to do that. I haven't done that yet. So it's canceled. Why? Who's talking about this? Where did you get this information? Girl, her live just popped up saying the meet and greet is canceled. So now y'all want to play this game. Y'all want me to, that's what we're doing. Girl, you need to get your life together, honey. Hey, Michael. Michael said I need to get my life together. Okay. Uh, Speak the truth, Melissa. I lived in a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house 11 years until God told me it was time something new, because I was faithful over a few. So I'm definitely not bragging. Baby, listen, it's nothing but the grace of God. I'm telling you, my husband and I, we just sit back in awe. And it's not even about the material things, right? It's not even, it's about what's manifesting in our children's lives and how great they're doing it, how well they are, and everything else like that. Like, we're not old, but we have definitely seen, we're definitely living in our prayers and living in the days where we dreamed, because we didn't always have money. We didn't always just was able to just take off and travel and do all this crazy stuff that we do now. So that's why, because I know that, there's no way I can brag. There's no way I can act like it was all us and all this other stuff. And the truth of the matter is, like I said, we the babies in the room and in our group. So we still have stuff to work through. Michael, you might want to be nice on it. He might want to. I'm humbled and thankful. Listen, humbled and grateful. And the other part about that is, Delphine, we're going to be talking about this tomorrow. You just logged in, and I don't want to talk too much about it because this is what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. I found this picture, and when I saw it, I said, "Ooh, I got to share this because I got a message through it." But it's just talking about giving birth to your life. And the truth of the matter is, Delphine, we're around the same age. My husband, all of us, those of us of a certain age, we remember the blood, sweat, and tears to get to where we are. But the other part about that is we have not arrived. We still haven't arrived. You look at, I mean, even when you think about, Beyonce or different people, they still work. They work, work, work. They have not arrived. So I just tune in tomorrow because tomorrow's gonna be hot. So yeah, if you're just tuning in, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because we've been talking about all kind of stuff. But it's because you are humble and grateful. That's it. Exactly, Jean. And yeah, I'm so humbled and so grateful. And I know it's nothing that other than the natural work that we've done. There's nothing that my husband and I have done. We're no better than anybody else or anything else like that. We just live towards our dreams. And so I want to talk about tomorrow. See, y'all trying to get me to talk about this message. I ain't doing it. Delphine says, thank you so much. Love it. Prayer changes things. Absolutely. So, it has been canceled. So that's what's being reported. The event has been canceled. And it's so funny because I forgot who said it, but they were like, I think it was Shawnee. She was like, yeah, um, it's gonna be canceled. Because I've been watching for many years and it's gonna be canceled. Um, yeah. Yeah. Whatevs. Whatevs. So anyway, I guess I'm going to who everything is a facade. So who are y'all actually watching? Like who are you watching? Because that house looks like the sixes. Okay, we said that already. That's old. So who are you watching? So I can watch as we watch. I'm not gonna do that on live. Um, I can always tell we all about the foolishness. So anyway, if you're just now tuning in, you're watching the playback, or you're just now tuning in, thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure you hit the like button to this video. A couple of people, I don't remember who it was. I'm sorry. Oh, she's arguing with D Rains. Okay, D Rains was the one that was supposed to meet CoCo. Okay. Um. Anyway, oh, child. So anyway, I lost my train of thought. So I'm gonna close out this live so you guys can go have fun and we could talk about this tomorrow. Yeah, so it's canceled and now she's see, that's what I'm saying. This whole arguing online and I'm just not like it's just pointless. Oh, okay, now y'all gonna make me go look. Hold on, let's go see. I don't feel like it. That's too much, child. I need to eat. I need to make my news. Checking my everyone knew she was going to cancel it. What are they saying in the comment section? It's okay, girl. We love you. Y'all love her. That's good. Grace and mercy. Yeah, Delphine, I'm about to get off here myself. So anyway, because I'm sitting up here waiting on y'all to and I know exactly who and what y'all are watching. So with that being said, it as always has been an absolute positive, great time. And if you are catching up, that's Roz. Have fun at it. But anyway, if you are catching this live on the replay, make sure you hit the like button. Leave a comment down below. I try to be active with the comments and answer you guys and everything. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow at 4. 4 o'clock on the West Coast, 7 o'clock on the East Coast. And we have so much to discuss. We'll be discussing this live as well as the topic that I actually have going on. So yeah, with that being said, thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the did I get super stickers? No, I didn't get super stickers. Thank you for the super chats. And thank you guys for absolutely being active subscribers, conversations. This was a great live. This one will go down in the books. And I'll see you guys tomorrow because we have to discuss what's happening now, and we will discuss whatever we need to discuss. So y'all go have fun, get all the information, and do whatever y'all gonna do. But in the meantime, be kind to each other and don't be so hard on yourself. Where I get that from? A tagline. Anyway, bye y'all.